gotta set up the name and everything. Okay, we're not good. We're streaming now, but I gotta set up everything still. So this is what
All right.
happens when you okay, let's see, what do I want the title to be? I can't make the title cough.
You always forget something, don't you? I know I always do when I'm going live.
Oh yeah, I always forget something. Forever.
You always forget something, don't you? I know I always do when I'm going live. I'll forget to post it to Twitter, or I'll forget to post it to Discord, or I won't have the title right. There's always something.
Alright, I am getting a little bit of a cutout for myself, so I'm going to go ahead and turn off the video capture, see if that helps. I sure hope so. Am I still fine on your guys' end?
Yeah.
Excellent. Alright, so let's see, on the topic of kids, okay, so is it true that kids are quite useful? Like, once they're of like 5, 6 years old, you kind of have them do things around the house?
Oh, for sure. Definitely. That's how things get done around the house.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mom and Dad are streaming. You guys go do all the stuff we told you to do 3 hours ago.
That's right.
Right.
Well,
Good.
they're helpful. I don't know. Our oldest, it depends on the kid, really. Our oldest is super helpful. The other two are just kind of all right.
They're just all
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. Well, they're kind of. They'll help, but usually they end up causing more trouble than they solve.
They
Just
make a
'cause-
mess for the oldest to clean up.
Right. And then she gets super aggravated and throws a fit, and then I have to
Now,
deal with that.
do you guys have like mixed, like you have boys and girls, or you got 2 girls and a boy, or what's the
We have
order?
all girls.
Oh,
Every last one of them.
oh,
Yep.
Yeah.
See, but
Yeah.
my mom's got 3 boys, and you know she said to me before, she goes, I would not want to raise 3 girls. Uh,
Oh,
No, it's
it was the last thing I wanted. I wanted 2 girls, 2 boys, a girl and a boy. I didn't care. I just did not want 3 girls because I grew up in a family of 3 girls, and all we did was fight all the time. So
well,
that's what I got, though.
you know, it tends to happen. It is scientifically proven. Once they're all of age, the periods will synchronize.
oh
Oh yeah, I know. Poor Matt.
yeah, it's gonna be rough.
Yeah, dude, you're gonna want to get like an over the road job.
Yeah.
You'd be
We're gonna
gone for a
start
couple
traveling
days.
a whole lot.
I told him he's gonna have to go on like man trips once a month.
Yeah.
Just go do
Once,
something manly.
Maybe
yeah,
once a week. I
once a
don't know.
month.
But yeah, it's they're good kids. They're good kids.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
actually they're super into YouTube and Twitch, and they love all this stuff. So
Now, do
They
they
think
watch?
it's-
Do they watch you guys?
every now and then, not much at all. Our oldest will a little bit sometimes. She's
Now,
rarely in there.
do you like them watching you, or is it kind of like you feel like there's certain parts of a stream they don't need to hear?
I don't think there's anything we say on the stream that they haven't heard us say before. We're pretty bad about. I don't know. We're not good at filtering ourselves around them.
Well,
But,
yeah, I
Oh,
don't think. I don't know. I don't like it when they watch us quite so much, but it's not terrible. It doesn't bug me much. You know what I mean?
right. Speaking of foul language, I have to make sure I have it set to 18 plus because nothing good can come from me not filtering myself.
right.
With 2 other people who also don't filter themselves generally. I just have to remember where that setting is.
And you still are you able to have chat pulled up on your end, Glitch?
Oh yeah.
All right, cool.
I just had to make sure I had it all right. I completely forgot that I had turned off the video for myself because of the saltiness. Oh, I already have mature content on. Okay, you guys can totally say fuck.
Oh, good.
Good.
Yeah.
It will happen.
Say good.
That's good.
Also,
Yeah, we didn't have mature content on for our first couple streams, and that was a mistake. We had to
That
put
was
it
a
on real
mistake.
quick.
He didn't want to. He wanted to keep it.
No, I didn't want to, but at the same time, I want to be ourselves too,
Yeah, oh yeah. Depending
So.
on what game I'm playing or what I'm doing, I will turn off uh, the mature content because sometimes I'll do farming simulator and
Yeah.
I'm not gonna rage at farming simulator like
Right.
that's not gonna happen. What am I gonna do? God damn it, corn prices are low. Pay me more for this corn. Like that's not. I need to buy a damn new tractor. John Deere's screwing me. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna rage at that game. It's just not gonna
No.
happen. And it's not like my farmer's gonna get off the tractor and go, "Oh fuck, I broke my knee."
Right.
There's
And I
no.
mean,
It's rated E
like
for a
we're
reason.
playing Far Cry right now, and it's like we got to have mature on anyways, just for the game content.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, you guys could just mute your mics and just every time somebody says a swear word in the game, you can look at the camera and just shrug your shoulders and go, "Oops."
Yeah. So yeah, we just leave it on now. Might as well.
Yeah, I guess that would make sense, especially for when you're playing Far Cry and what's Sea of Thieves. You guys
Yep.
tend to get into some hijinks during Sea of Thieves.
Yeah. Yeah, we've had people in other boats that would have shattered the Twitch terms of service when we ran into them if we didn't have mature on.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's why you gotta have mature on because
Yeah.
the last thing you want to do is somebody else boards your boat because I want to tell you guys you are absolutely horrendous at boarding other people's boats.
Oh yeah, we're real bad.
So,
What? I thought we were getting really good at it.
yeah, you're getting about as good at it as we are as sending cars to Mars. There's one guy alive who can
Yeah.
do it, and everybody else is kind of just like, yay, the human race did that, but they really took no part in it.
Right.
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 So you guys get boarded, and swears are gonna fly sooner or later. It's just
Of
it's gonna
course.
happen.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yep.
but
I don't like censoring myself anyways. Like I feel like my personality comes out more when I can just be myself and say whatever comes into my head.
and
And
that's the most important thing that's been for me is I've watched some streamers and some of them they're okay, but it seems like they're afraid to really let out who they are.
yeah.
Right.
And so their stream it almost feels stuffy.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know exactly what you mean.
And then going into a
I-
channel like your guys' channels and streams, it feels like a much more open air environment. You guys aren't so tense about what you're doing.
Right.
Unless I'm playing Far Cry.
Yeah.
Yeah, unless you're playing Far Cry. But that's another thing I wanted to mention is so is it easy to not get frustrated with each other during a video game, especially as a couple that's streaming?
What do you mean? I'm a little confused by the question.
Well,
I know what you mean.
like if there's a really easy kill on Fortnite and you screw up a chance and get you and Matt both killed.
Every time?
Yes. So do you find yourself because some people get frustrated when they got a teammate like that, but as a
Right.
couple who really knows each other, it's I would imagine it's more so you did it again.
Yeah. That is what it's like. It doesn't bother me, but then again, I don't take it, all that seriously. That's like the other night. I don't know if you saw we were streaming with old man Sethus, and I was worried about that because we were both kind of garbage. I was like, oh no, I hope he's not getting frustrated, but he wasn't. He's super laid back too. So I guess it's just the kind of people we are. It doesn't really bother either of us. Tina will get salty if I'm not nice to her enough, but
It's
other
not
than
just
that,
sometimes I'll get frustrated because you have a tendency to run off and not
yeah,
tell me what you're doing.
Yeah.
And then I just don't know the plan.
I've noticed he's got a habit of that. where
Yeah.
he just
Yeah,
goes and does something, and he like expects you to pull that mind reader thing.
Right.
yeah,
Right. Where are you? Why are you not here right now? I need help. And I'm like, I'm on the other side of the map and I didn't know where you were going.
yeah. Guilty as charged. I don't know. I need to communicate more, but I do a lot of times think we're on the same page when we got lucky for a little while and read a couple sentences together, and then I'll run off and you're just kind of spinning around in circles, not knowing what's going on. But it's it's something we're working on. That's one of the main things is our communication. Just so neither one of us do get frustrated.
Is that what you call it?
Yeah, we're trying to. We need to get better at it for sure.
I've noticed
But
though, like you never need her when you don't need help. You're never just asking her where she is to know where she is. You're just like,
Right.
I need
Just
help. Where
never
are
worry
you?
about it.
it's
Yeah.
when I'm pinned down. Yeah,
It's sort of like, hey, honey, how are you doing? Is it going okay over there? Yeah. You need help? No? Okay.
yeah.
Never real concerned about my
No,
well
it's
being.
it's Tina. I'm being shot at. Get over here.
Yeah. As if I'm gonna be able to do anything to help.
Yeah, I know.
Does
That's the
that
real
happen
problem,
in
isn't
does
it?
that happen in real life? Like he'll be in the kitchen and he'll just start yelling that he's being shot at and he needs help.
That's both of us in real life. Tina can, if she needs a nap, I'll let her sleep for hours, and then as soon as I need her, no matter how long it's been, it's you've been asleep for days. Get in there.
Could be 10 minutes later.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
that is something we need to work on is communication. But we don't. We don't really get frustrated at not doing well in the games. Like we had a couple games in Fortnite. It took us forever to get our first duo victory, and
And we have not done it since.
we've not done it since. No, but we've been real close a bunch of times, and usually it's lack of communication that gets us. But I don't know. It helps that it's kind of comical with us, so it doesn't. As long as it's entertaining for the stream, that's really kind of what matters, in
Yeah.
my mind at least.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, we just try to react in, I don't know, more ridiculous ways than really getting mad.
Yeah.
I will have, like, if I'm just in a bad mood in general, there have been a couple of times when we've been streaming where I'm just like, you know what? I need to just stop because I'm going to start getting bitchy and
Right.
it's not going to be
It's not gonna be
comfortable
fun.
for anybody.
Right. But that's only happened like what once or twice over the
Yeah.
6-8 months we've been streaming.
Yeah. Well, and usually we just, banter and tease each other and give each other a hard time the whole time anyways. So usually if I am frustrated, it doesn't come through as me really being mad at you.
Right.
But
Now, when Matt and I were testing the whole Discord thing,
Mhm.
I mentioned I just had it on the tip of my head. Oh, I mentioned the green screen, and he was talking about how you guys kind of just saved up for a while and then went ahead and bought everything you thought you would need for a stream. And he was telling me he kind of wishes that you guys had bought it in increments. Do you feel the same, or are you glad that you went ahead and got everything right away?
I don't know. I was honestly kind of pissed when he first bought it all. This was definitely not my idea. I was
No.
not. I don't know. I didn't think streaming was going to be something I'd like doing or would really want to do. It was something he wanted to do, and he supported me in everything I've wanted to do so far. So I was like, all right, I need to help him out, do what he wants me to do. And I was real not happy when he spent all that money on the setup. But I don't know. In retrospect, I'm glad he did because I think what success we've had a lot to do with, I don't know, the production value and just
Sure. Yeah.
having good lighting and
Well, we decided before we wanted to start doing it that basically there are 3 areas a stream can be really good in. And one's just entertainment, 2 would be production, and 3 is skill. Which you might have heard me say this before, but we decided we want to get at least 2 of the 3 down before we started, and we knew we weren't going to be very good at the games. So we had to make sure it was entertaining, and we had to make sure the production value was decent. So that's what I was waiting on. I think it was probably the best way to go, but at the same time, if we had started streaming 6 months earlier with just kind of a shitty background, I think that might have been better. But I'm still kind of torn.
why do you say that?
Just because we would have been doing it longer, we'd be more polished.
Yeah, but I don't know. I just think that'll come with time. I don't.
Yeah, I mean it's a debate. I don't know which way is better to do it. I wish I started streaming 5 years ago, ideally, because we really enjoy it, and I mean, it's a good time for us to. I mean, it's better than us sitting around and watching, whatever, The Big Bang Theory.
Ew.
We talk and get to
You
know each
guys,
other more.
you guys don't actually watch that, do you?
No,
No.
no, I was trying to think of something out there.
That was a really
No, we haven't
off.
watched a show together in probably a year now.
That's not true.
Well, every now and then we'll watch something.
Matt, like 2 nights ago, we watched Garth Marenghi.
No, that was 2 weeks ago. Well, I mean, we'll catch we have one night a
He
week where we're
has
not
no
streaming now.
sense of time. His memory is so bad.
Well,
It was
you know what I
definitely,
mean,
like-
though. We don't. This is how we spend our time together now. Instead of sitting around and vegging out together. We're working on a project.
Instead of sitting around while she watches you eat the second bag of chips and
Right.
Ugh. Yeah.
Or instead of me,
Right out of the bag.
yeah, instead of me playing FIFA and her taking a nap or reading a book, we're doing something together.
yeah.
Which
Yeah.
So,
I think
so
it's been
would
good
you
for
agree
us.
with the statement then that like the couple that streams together has fun together?
Yeah.
I
Oh, for
would.
sure.
I would definitely.
I think for us, like, I don't know, there's so many times when you're both tired or, want to be doing something and you're not really communicating or talking to each other or getting to know each other better. And I mean, we spend so much time with each other now with streaming, and I don't know, I think we're getting closer as a couple and liking each other more. And I don't know.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Okay,
I agree
so
100%.
two things I wanted to bring up from what you mentioned earlier. Now, you said you knew you were going to have to be entertaining because you're not
Yeah.
good at most of the games.
Yeah.
And I feel you on that because you guys have stopped in my streams. I'm really bad at every single game I've ever touched. Like, uh, are you guys familiar with a lot of like Amy Schumer's work?
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the first part. A lot of what?
I don't remember what I was saying. I was basically asking, are you familiar with Amy Schumer's work, essentially, Matt?
Oh yeah, yeah, some of
Okay,
it. Yeah.
okay. You know when she came out and did the leather special?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
And,
Yep.
mind you, before the leather special, I wasn't a huge fan of her, but I thought there was some stuff she did pretty good. But with the leather special, she just came out and, like, everything, she said, like, it just missed everything.
Yeah.
That's how good I am at video games.
Right.
So I
Me
knew
too.
I was going to have to be entertaining. And for me personally, I'm not going to say I have a really good entertainment background, but I have a pretty good one. From an early age, the first job I can remember ever wanting was I wanted to be a stand-up comedian. And
Nice.
then when I was like 19 or 20, I wanted to do radio broadcasting, which I did end up going to school for. So
That makes sense.
I knew I wanted to do something entertaining, but life happened. I didn't really get to do a lot of things I wanted to do, and so I started streaming. I want to say December or early January.
Uh-huh.
And I'm agreeing with you that I wish I started doing it 5 years ago.
Right.
That
Yeah.
would have been so great for me. But I'm thankful that I found it now.
Oh yeah.
And the other thing is when you guys got that large donation, did you end up crying later, Matt?
No, I didn't cry.
He so did. He cried like a little baby.
No, one manly tear. One manly tear was all. And no, it was just super exciting. I mean, that was our first actual we get bits from people, which is awesome. But that was our first just big donation. And so that was super exciting.
Yeah, that was a little bit shocking.
Oh yeah.
Actually.
Yeah, I never saw that coming. When he asked for the donation link, I was like, oh, we might get $1.
Right.
Then when he threw $70 at us,
I
it blew me away.
Go ahead.
But I can see the radio broadcast. You got a great voice, Glitch. I mean, I could hear you on the radio. I could see that happening.
Well, I
That
can
makes-
tell you this. I'll have kids about 15, 16, 17 go, how do I get a voice like yours? And
Yeah.
I tell them the same thing every time. I say, you're how old? And they'll go, oh, I'm 17. And I go, okay, you're going to need a time machine. You're going to want to go back 5 years and just start smoking.
Yeah,
Because
that's what it
because
takes.
you know I am blessed. As far as the voice goes, I do come from a genetic background of pretty good voices. Um, but unfortunately, I did start smoking at an early age. Um,
Yeah.
but it did add a certain quality to my voice where it doesn't. It's not like the typical smoker's voice. Like I'm not like that old lady that's like got the whiskey voice.
Oh yeah, the you guys are doing good.
Yeah. Moose soup lady. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that one.
so I'm not at that stage, but I'm not at the stage where it's like it didn't add anything. It kind of gave that slight rasp to it.
Yeah.
I
Um,
like it. I could definitely. That made sense when you said radio broadcast. I was like, yeah, I could definitely see that. Because you sound polished just in the way you speak too.
well,
We're
that's
kind of
that comes
more
from
rambly.
that comes from training. You really you just work on your voice, essentially to not talk like you have a mouthful of shit.
Right.
Right.
But the weirdest thing anybody's ever told me about my voice, and it was weird because it was in public. It wasn't like online where those people exist. I'm walking through a Walmart and I'm with an ex of mine, and I'm just talking to her, and I have a tendency to talk pretty loud,
Yeah.
and so I'm just talking to the ex of mine, and this old lady, like 70 years old, just comes out of absolutely nowhere. Like she comes out of like the fabrics aisle, because that's where all the old lady's material lies out of.
Yeah.
Um, and she just goes, you know, you should read uh audiobooks, erotic novels, and I'm like, really? Erotic novels?
Some random old lady.
That's oddly specific.
Right? It's not like she said, like dirty books. It's no, you should read erotic novels.
Like
And
she had experience with people reading erotic novels and
yeah, well, exotic works too,
audiobooks.
depending on
Yeah.
where it takes place.
Right?
Sure.
I
I
mean,
want to see what's on that lady's iPod.
Ooh, I don't.
What kind of audiobooks she's subscribing to.
yeah, I should have got her phone number.
That's funny.
Sure, I'll do audiobooks. You can be my agent, crazy old dad.
Right. Right. And to just say it to a random stranger is so weird.
Oh, that's not even the worst thing I've gotten told by a random stranger. Uh, well, you know what? The best way I can explain it is the name Glitch Prone, which
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm
I
I'm
never
gonna
asked about that.
I'm gonna take some credit because I was pretty happy when I came up with that. I was like, that's a good name. But
It is.
it comes from the fact that whenever I play video games, it doesn't matter what game I'm playing, glitches always seem to happen to me unintentionally. And so I'm like, damn, I'm glitch prone. And I'm like, oh shit, I'm glitch prone. Now that's my name. That's what people call me. So that's been pretty
I
fun.
gotcha.
It's much better than my old nickname. So
I like it. I like it.
yeah,
Yeah, I had to change mine because for years my initials IRL are MD, so I've been called Doc. That's been a nickname for forever,
yeah.
and so my name was always Genuine Doc. And there's a certain other Doc on Twitch who's pretty big, so I had to find a whole new nickname after 12 years of having that one. So that's. Oops, sorry, you'll hear that. I'm buzzing.
So Flapjack and Sugar Tea were completely unrelated.
Well, Flapjack came from a sign at there's a Matthews Pancake House at a place we vacation at. So we always laugh at it because it's mine. Yeah, the 2-time light is who I'm referring to. And they had Flapjack spelled really weird on their sign. It was flap with 2 exclamation points and jack underneath it with 2 exclamation points. And when I read it out loud to Tina and the kids, I just yelled it each line with a big pause in between.
Totally
Just
randomly.
being stupid. And
I-
so that's where that kind of came from, and it's stuck.
Well, and
Um,
then he started doing it just all the time. Like just randomly he'd walk into the room when I was taking a nap and yell it, or while I was playing a game or something to freak me out, and he would film it.
Yeah. And
Okay.
just to scare him a little bit, I'd yell Flapjack out of nowhere, which doesn't sound frightening, but I'll have to post those videos eventually. I got them pretty good. but
Or,
that just kind of stuck. And then
yeah, where does Sugar T come from then?
Tina.
Um, just God, I don't know if I want to go into the details of it. It's something Matt's called me. He has so many random weird nicknames for me.
Tina, Sugar T. It just kind of it. I
Okay,
don't even know if that came from anything in particular.
so
It
it kind of just started out as a nickname for Tina, and it
yeah,
just kind of
Yeah.
stuck. Okay.
Tina, Sweet Tina, Sugar T. It turned into that eventually. That one's had years to develop. Flapjack came out nowhere last summer.
Well, the best nicknames come out of absolutely nowhere.
Oh yeah.
Like
So
for example, and I don't know why this is, but I about a year and a half ago I randomly called my younger brother Dougie. I don't know why I called him Dougie, but I did, and it stuck ever since. To the point that sometimes when my dad wants to know where he is, instead of using his real name, my dad will actually go, "Do you know where Dougie is?" And my mom was completely against it. She doesn't even like the name Dougie, and she doesn't want him called that. But he's become called it so commonly now that it's gotten to the point where she will ask where Dougie is. And so, yes, the best nicknames tend to just come out of absolutely nowhere. Um,
yeah.
but sometimes when I want to be a little more formal, I'll call him Douglas. And and one time I went to get his attention, and my brain went, "Do I use Douglas or do I use Dougie?"
Yeah.
So my brain took both of those. And Light, I want to thank you for the cheer, 5 bits. But so my brain went to call him both at once, and what came out was Dougly, and he just looks at me and he goes, "Are you calling me ugly?" And what I'd like to do eventually is I'd like to do another one of these, but I'd like to have my brother in with at the same time because,
Yeah.
oddly enough, uh, as I'd like to think I'm pretty silly sometimes. So as silly as I am alone, it gets ridiculously worse when the two of us are together. Like, I mean, it gets
Yes.
absolutely atrocious to the point of almost insanity.
Yeah. I don't know what it is about siblings that's like that because me and my sisters get so freaking weird when the three of us are together.
It's nuts.
It's the stupidest things make us laugh. We do. If anyone else saw it, they would just be like, "You guys are so stupid," but we laugh hysterically every time we hang out.
Well, it's the same with me and you, Tina. If when I stream alone, which is pretty rare, I'm not nearly as much as goofy and as fun as I am when we're going together.
You
I
know
bring
what?
out the best in other people.
Since you bring that up, I actually do want to ask you because that was one of the questions I was going to bring up. Do you guys ever stream individually? And that has been answered that Matt does. But Tina, have you ever streamed like by yourself?
I have not. I think I would be terrible at it, and probably won't ever do it.
In real life, before we start streaming, Tina plays games and she'll play them with me. But I've always been the gamer who just that's my favorite thing to do
Oh yeah,
is play video games.
I've
So
played more hours of game time I've had. It's not even.
since we started streaming,
Yes, thank
yeah,
you. My brain shut down there for a second. Yeah, like I barely played video games before.
right.
Always wanted to, but I was always so bad at them, and then I would get frustrated, and there wasn't really reason to play. And I was like, well, I could do that, or I could read a book, and reading has always been more my thing. So
Um,
But it's I when I stream alone, it's not the same. It's not as good.
yeah.
And I try to do my best, but it's the same kind of thing. It's if you're starting a solo stream, it takes you a while to get good at it, and I don't really have that many hours solo streaming.
I don't
And it's a
know
very
if
different thing.
I don't know if it's that solo streaming is really difficult.
I haven't done it very much. I think that's
Right.
my main issue.
well, it's a lot of just talking to yourself. Which
Yes,
I mean, I do that
yes
all the
and
time.
no. It's kind of yes and no as far as talking to yourself. I try not to think of it that way for me. For me, it's more of a thinking out loud.
Yeah.
Right.
Like instead of going, "Ha, that zombie fell down the steps," in my brain, I say it out loud and laugh at it because it's hilarious looking. Uh,
Right.
and I think that's another thing. I think you have to be able to have fun alone. And for me, I think that's a lot more simple than it is for other people because, and we can talk about childhood a little later in the stream, but I grew up, yeah, I had brothers, but I was kind of isolated by choice.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Um, and I used to just stick to books and music and movies, and that was it. I didn't really interact with people, which I'll go more into depth. We'll do that a little later. We'll get into the whole how did we become who we are today, I guess.
Yeah.
But so another question I have. Now Tina said the streaming wasn't really her idea. She kind of just went along with it. So
Right.
the question I would have then is, so bad. What made you decide to start streaming?
Let's see. What do you think the final push was, Tina? I mean, I think it was mainly that I just enjoy playing games so much, and I've always been in bands and in I've always had projects outside of just my work, creative projects that I enjoy,
All right.
and I was kind of in a lull the last couple of years, not doing much. I've just been working a whole lot, and I needed something creative to do that was fun. Like I really enjoy setting up our scenes and just the act of producing something and trying to put together a compelling and interesting show. That's the way I try to look at it. It's just that we're doing a show. I played music for a long time, played drums, sang, played guitar, and it's just something I haven't had time to do recently. And I missed that creative outlet. And I knew I had time to play video games. We got the kids at the house. They're not quite old enough where we can go out and do our own thing yet. So I had to think of something I could do at the house that I could do while they were here. Um, and streaming seemed like a good fit. I love video games. I've always played hours and hours of video games.
I think it's always been his dream to just play video
Oh
games
yeah.
and not
If
have a
that could
job.
be all I do, that would be ideal. That's as much I enjoy a bunch of other things I do, the one constant over my entire I'm 30 now. Over, whenever I was old enough to start playing to now has been my love of video games. I really enjoy playing them. So if, you know, obviously we just hit affiliate a couple how's it long it's been, Tina? A month and a half, a month maybe?
I don't
But
know.
if someday we can turn this into partner and have this be the career, I mean that's the dream come true. And we're forever away from that, but I figured might as well give it a shot. We're not gonna ever get there not trying. So
I think your final push was just getting frustrated at work and not wanting to go to work anymore.
well, yeah, but
And you're
not
like,
wanting to go to work tomorrow and come home and not have anything to look forward to.
yeah.
Now when I come home, I got stream to get ready for. We hang out with the kids, we have dinner, we put them to bed, whatever, and then we jump on and we have this fun little project we have together where we're creating something.
Wait,
We're
so you you
building a
you get
brand.
on you get on after you put the kids to bed?
Yeah, we got to put the kids. We put them to bed, and then
So
as they're
so
going to bed, we're
wait,
going live.
you guys put them to bed at like 7 p.m.?
No, it's 8. We put them to bed at
Okay.
8.
Okay.
So it is a little early, but they have to get up. They have to get up at like 5:30.
Right.
So
Why do they have to get up so early?
Because
they're 3 girls,
he's crazy.
all doing makeup.
Oh, them getting up early.
Oh.
Yeah. So they have to be at school at 7. So
No, they don't. They have to be at school at 7:20, but they insist on being at school at
Let's
7:05.
let's not take my question to all these details I probably don't need to know. Like
yeah,
they go to bed at 8, they gotta get up at 5:30, they go to school. Somebody
Yeah.
save us.
they're up long enough. They're all right.
Yeah,
But no, they
yeah.
go to the room and they chill out. But we have to make sure they're in a room just so they're not walking in and out.
You started going into so much detail as to why they have to go to bed at 8 that I thought it was about to be like a cry for help, like you want out.
Please help us.
Yeah,
They won't go to-
exactly. It's like a secret little hidden help us note, and the kids leave
Right.
at 7, and then we indulge in copious amounts of liquor and depression, and then
Well, I mean,
we sober up in time for them to get home. Help.
I mean, it's a long day for us, but I'm
Oh, yeah,
enjoying
absolutely.
it. It gives me something to look forward to. And I don't know, what was the original question? Is why we finally jumped in? Yeah, I think it's just the hope that someday, maybe if we work hard and we, we build up a little audience, maybe I can do stuff I don't enjoy doing less and do this more. I mean, that's the end goal, you know.
Right, right. So the end goal is to basically to go into work one day and tell your boss to shove it where the sun don't shine.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not anytime soon, and we know that. I'm realistic.
Oh yeah.
We set realistic goals, but uh, like I said, we were never gonna get there just not doing anything. You gotta give it a shot.
So do you guys ever have to stream one day, and do you ever feel like it's work?
I have I have not really felt that yet. After I have, like, when we're getting the lights on and we're getting everything set up, but as soon as we go live and as soon as that first person pops into chat, to me, as soon as that happens, I'm having fun again.
I
I'm,
can't
It was
say
for me a lot at
okay
first.
at first, so it's changed.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, it's so stupid. I was actually driving home from work today and just thinking, I don't know that I really want to do my job anymore, doing hair as much as I want to stream. Like I'm really starting to enjoy it. I'm getting addicted to video gaming,
Right.
and I love the community that Twitch has. So I don't know, it energizes me. I really enjoy it now.
Yeah. As on behalf of the community, I guess I can speak for the community because why not? We're glad you guys showed up. Um,
Ah,
oh
and
thanks.
yeah, man.
the reason I ask about the does it ever feel like work thing is because as a solo streamer, there are times where I have to turn on the Xbox, turn on the TV, move a couple things around, and when you're first like I'm gonna stream, you don't really think of that stuff as being like tedious.
Right.
But having to do it
Right.
every day, sometimes it feels tedious. But the thing for me is like I was telling you guys, I think it would have been Wednesday or Thursday. You were like, if you're feeling too sick, we don't have to do it this Saturday. We can reschedule. And I'm like, I got one speed, and that's speed fun. Um,
Yeah.
Right.
so today, let me give you a rundown of my last 24 hours.
All right.
Um, so said goodbye to you guys, all that stuff. I
Mhm.
went to bed. I probably fell asleep about 3 in the morning. Um, I woke up at probably about 6 o'clock. Um, because I couldn't go back to sleep, so I just stayed up. I don't know what I did for 4 hours. That part of my day is just gone in my memory somewhere. Uh,
Oh yeah. I
actually, I
know
do
what
know
you
what
mean.
I did. Up until about 9:30. 9:30, I had to. So the seatbelt mechanism in my mom's car broke. So
Oh,
I had to help replace that. But the way her car is built, basically, without going into detail, it took 2 hours to do that.
right.
And then I was going to start streaming at noon because I knew I knew I had all of that time up until about 7 with you guys. And
Right.
so uh, noon comes, and I'm like, I got to eat because I hadn't eaten since I woke up. So I woke up and I didn't eat, and I waited forever. And I had two bagels, they were delicious. And yeah, I'm going into that much detail. I put cream cheese on them, I took a knife, I did all of that. Uh, And about 1:30, I'm like, okay, I will finally start streaming. I can do it till 5, 6 o'clock. And I kind of felt like I was delaying it on purpose. Uh, but about that time, I'm told you gotta watch your niece from this time to that time. And so I did that, and it was great. I hummed her to sleep, all that stuff. And I'm exhausted the whole day from the second I woke up until I started streaming. Soon as I started streaming, I'm snapped out of that tired mode.
Right.
And
Right.
so even though I feel as much work as it is, even though sometimes I feel like it's like almost literally doing a job, um, I absolutely love it. And there's like nothing else I'd rather be doing with the majority of my time.
Oh yeah.
As
I
soon
feel the
as I
same
start
way.
doing it, like if I wasn't talking to you guys right now, I'd probably pass out. Uh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but you're having so much fun in the moment, you get so hyped up about it, and it just becomes a train of fun. So yeah, I got one speed. And that's speed fun. I don't know how to do anything else. A, a,
Yeah.
a lot of people like will tell me to slow down. Take care of yourself a little more. And it's like I don't know how to do that. I I would rather run at 100 miles an hour and hit that wall and fall asleep for 3 days than not run at all.
Right. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, we're right now we're toying with I was just talking to Light in chat. We started really kind of seriously streaming in the beginning of this year.
Yeah.
And we were only doing twice a week for a long time. And so now we decided to try to step it up, get more views and follows. We went 5. This will be our 6th night this week. So we're getting pretty tired doing 5 nights a week. Going to work at 6 and coming home at 5 and getting everything ready for a stream.
Oh yeah.
But we haven't quite hit that wall yet. I'm gonna see how long we can go before we start to get worn out, and then might have to adjust. But
see,
we'll
I
see how far
started
we can take it.
I started about January, about the same time you guys really went like serious about it.
Right.
The way that I'm able to do it is I started 4 days a week. I wanted to start with 7, but certain aspects of my life don't allow me to do 7.
Right.
Or didn't allow me to do 7, I should say. But so I started with Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Putting in roughly about 8 or 9 hours a day on those days. Except Sundays. Sundays I tried to do 12 hours, but
Yeah.
so the reason I couldn't do Tuesday through Thursday is my younger brother's home those days. It's his Xbox. When he's got his days off, that's what he does. Uh, and then I started doing IRLs from my phone sometimes on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Also, thanks for joining, Honey Bunny. It's good to see you. And so I started doing IRLs with Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. I'm like, okay, what else can I do on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday? And I wanted to see what my computer could handle, so I ended up getting OBS. And turns out I can do some classic games. They're not graphic intensive, so they run fine. And so sometimes I'll do those Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And I really think the aspect of doing it as much as you guys are now, it does get difficult. You will hit a point where you're like, do we really want to push ourselves to do it this much? And in
Right.
my experience so far, it's absolutely worth it doing as much as you can. You're going to be tired sometimes,
Yep.
but it's just so much damn fun.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a blast.
Well, and I mean, it really comes down to especially for Matt, if he wasn't streaming, he'd still be playing games.
Right.
So he might as well stream it at the same time. And for me, it's just a way that I can interact with him and also with other people. And I really need that social outlet of just, screwing around and chatting with people.
And I mean, we've
to-
met so many awesome people since we started. It's been really incredible.
Yeah.
Just the amount of cool people we've met that are, I mean, we consider them good friends now after just a couple months. And with how small our group is, we're growing now for sure. But I mean, we've met some really cool people that we really enjoy hanging out with, which has been awesome. There's one of them right there, Jovia.
Hey,
I
Jovia.
got it right that time, Jovia.
He didn't even have to think about it that long.
No, I mean it's.
Does Matt often get his name wrong?
Yeah.
Yes,
he was
I-
calling him Jovia for the longest
I did
time.
because I was an idiot and I
think
never heard
that-
him say it.
I think the first time that I saw him, it was Jovia, and then I was in one of his streams for the first time it was probably about a week after I really knew who he was. I saw him in your guys' room, and he actually did talk about that his name gets mispronounced as Jovia a lot, and he goes, it's actually Jovia, and
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I'll never mispronounce it again, and I don't think I have since then. But yeah, I can see
get
where
it
you
wrong.
think it's Jovia. It looked like Jovia to me. And hey,
But
Brooke, thanks for joining. If you're not familiar with Matt and Tina, I don't know if I've mentioned them before to you, but they do a great couple stream, and I decided I wanted to talk to them and get to know them a little bit more. And that's what we're doing.
Yeah, but I mean, he's Jovia and Stupid Bird and Old Man Sethus. I said his wrong name too. I said Old Man Sethus for like a month, which doesn't even make sense. I'm terrible with names.
See,
But-
I thought it was Cephas too.
Oh, but okay, I'm not the only one. But when he said it, I was like, all right, that makes sense because Seth, and it makes sense. But yeah, I was saying Old Man Cephas for a long time and sounding real dumb. Cephas does not sound like a good word to
Right?
say, but
I know. Every time he said it, I was like, God, that's such a terrible name.
that's a bad name, Cephas. What the?
And then we learned that that wasn't the actual name, and I was like, oh yeah, that's a better name.
But I mean, we hang out like our Friday night stream that we've done. This is the second week we've done it with Stupid Bird, who's War One Alpha, and Jensen. They're another couple who streams,
Yeah.
and Jovia comes along, and we all just started doing it last Friday, and we did it again this Friday. It's madness. I mean, we open up the mics on Discord. We're all talking over each other, but it's so much fun. You know, we waste the night of doing our stream doing it just because it's so much fun and we enjoy doing it. The quality's not great.
Right.
I mean, we're all just talking over each other, but it's, you know, we didn't know those guys before we started streaming, and we'd never have those fun nights if we haven't met them doing this. It's been a cool experience for us just in meeting people.
As far as the experience of just really getting into it and meeting people, a couple of people I initially met when I really first started Twitch. I met Broke Joke Gaming, who is in here right now, and I ran into Light, and I ran into, I'm sure there's a couple other people whose names are just not allowing me, my brain's not allowing me to think of them at the moment. But there was essentially Broke Joke Gaming, Light Umbreon, and there's a couple other people here and there, and you really find that you mesh with them well, almost
Right.
immediately, and it can kind of sneak up on you how quick those connections really form.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I mean, we've only, like Jovial, we've only known for what, a couple weeks now? I think he's only been streaming like a month, maybe two.
It doesn't feel like it's only been that long. It feels like, I don't know. It's weird
And
how
I'm sorry, go ahead, Tina.
I don't know. Just feel like
There's a synergy there, you know?
yeah. Well,
A real
it's
synergy.
people who get your sense of humor and people who get your, I don't know, your interests. And I think for me, especially, I have a lot of friends who don't play video games or get my sense of humor at all. And then to have people who just seem to get it it's nice.
Yeah, yeah, it's definitely nice. I mean, Glitch, how long have we known you? It hasn't been that long, has it? A couple weeks, maybe?
I'd say probably about 3 weeks.
Yeah. I mean, you know, I look forward to seeing your stream and just hanging out now. That's, you know, for someone you didn't know a month ago, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I went to write something down. I hate to just bring this up, but I went to write something down, and the pen I picked up had exploded at some point during its lifetime, and I got ink on my hands. So
Oh, no.
yeah, I'm looking. You know what is the saddest thing? I had tissues in here, for the longest time, and I gave them to somebody at some point, and now when I absolutely need them, I don't have them, and I think that happens in life a lot. When you absolutely need something, you don't have it anymore.
Of course.
Well, we can talk amongst ourselves if you know go get something to clean up.
No, I'm just gonna put on a rubber glove.
Okay. Whatever works. You know, if you got those handy, whatever works.
I will be honest. My favorite thing is you didn't go. Why do you have a rubber glove?
Well, you know,
I
I
have
was
what?
thinking a tissue'd probably be easier to find, but you know,
Well, no, because the thing is like whenever anybody is in the hospital and I have to go visit them,
uh-huh.
I always grab a handful of latex gloves, because
Oh,
they're one of those things in life that you never know when you're gonna need them.
I guess that is true.
Yeah, I think they come in handy more often than you'd think.
Yeah.
Hey, was that a pun?
From me?
Yeah, they come in
Yeah.
handy.
It better have been.
Yeah, of course I did that on purpose.
All right, first, before I start talking again, I want to thank Fun Size and Jovia for the bits. It's much appreciated, guys. And don't keep all your bits here. Go throw some over to Matt and Tina sometime. They
Well, I
deserve it
wanted
just
to
as much
thank
as I do.
Broke Joke gave us a follow. I wanted to thank them as well for that.
Oh yeah, that's another thing. Everybody go
Yes,
follow
thank
them.
you.
I've been following them. I know where they live. I know what car they drive. I'm stalking them. That's the
Yeah.
kind of following I'm talking about. I don't follow them on Twitch. Why would I do that?
Yeah, Tina's she'll throw out some info. So
I will. What?
yeah.
Yeah, she would probably easier
You could have
for her.
warned me. What is that?
Yeah.
What am I? What am I doing here?
Nothing right now. You're good. You're
Okay.
good. So,
You know
but
what?
how long have you been streaming total now, Glitch? Has it January? You said.
Yeah, it's been about since January. Uh,
Okay.
maybe a week earlier, maybe a week later, sometime like mid-January at the latest. I could find out the exact date by looking at my Twitch history, but why bother? Well, I can tell you
But
this. I knew I
yeah.
wanted to make I knew I immediately wanted to do YouTube videos as well. Um, and I've done a couple, so all I would really have to do to find out a rough estimate, uh, I made the YouTube probably about, I want to say, 1 week after I started streaming, we'll say. So let me see when I made the YouTube, and we'll just say a week before that's the day I started streaming.
Well, I know I've seen your 15-minute videos up there.
Oh,
What
those
else?
are always fun.
What else do you put on your YouTube channel?
Um, Initially I went really heavy-handed with it. That's
Uh
kind
huh.
of slowed down because I'm not finding as much joy in doing the full-fledged edited videos or thrown together clips as I was. The
Right.
first things I really did was I actually did I took clips that I really liked. What I would do is I would stream and I would download the entire raw footage, all like 3, 4, 5 hours of it, and I'd rewatch the whole thing, and I'd grab parts that I really liked. And I did that a
Yeah.
couple times for Ark and a couple times for GTA 5.
How
So there
long did
are
that take?
it takes about a good after you've watched all the footage, unless you know like the first couple times I did it, I watched all of the footage, and I went screw that. Whenever something funny happens, I'm gonna write how far into the stream I was when it happened,
That's a good idea. Yeah.
and then I did that. So
I think there's
other
bots that'll
other
do that for you too.
other than watching the video itself, it takes about hour to put the video together without fancy editing, just putting the clips together.
Okay. So we were thinking about just at the end of it, of our streams, just posting the whole stream on YouTube. I
Yeah.
don't know if that'd be helpful or hurtful. I don't know if it's worth doing, but I was thinking about doing that because I've got editing software and I've done a couple little video edits here and there.
Yeah.
But right now, I just don't have the time to make a full YouTube video, going through a stream.
Um, well, I can say this. As far as YouTube videos, um, being that you guys are, you're on the same scale I am, I can tell you, don't worry about like pumping out a YouTube video every 2 or 3 days. If you want to make YouTube videos, make one a week. Spend 20 minutes on it when you get home or something.
Right. So do you think there'd be more benefit to a highlight clip 5 minute thing
Um,
than there would be to just the whole stream uploaded? That seems like I don't think a lot of
there's
people would watch it,
there's
or
more
they just go to
benefit.
Twitch.
There's more benefit in taking clips out and
Right.
doing all of that yourself. Um, I can also tell you that if you decide to go that route, it I don't know if it'll drive traffic to your streams, uh,
Right.
but they do tend to they seem to get pretty good amount of views even for smaller channels. So if you
Oh,
want to
really?
reach
Okay.
like if you want a chance of reaching like a larger audience, uh, yeah, like I said, just spend 20 minutes when you get home, work on the video, and then don't worry about pumping one out every 2 or 3 days. Pump one out every week or two. It's certainly worth
Right.
doing, even if just for fun.
Oh yeah. And I used to edit videos all the time, so I do enjoy doing it.
Yeah.
It's just finding the time. But I think it'd be worth it. I mean, is there anything else you're doing to like help promote your channel? I know a lot of people watching are smaller streamers as well. But we got, we're trying to do Instagram and Twitter, and we're thinking about starting the YouTube. But is there anything that you're doing that we're just missing completely?
Well, first off, I don't think I've thanked Light and Broke for those bits yet, so thank you guys for those. Now, as far as your question, something you're missing. I don't think so. You guys go and you view other streamers from time to time, right?
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah. We
Yeah,
try
well,
to we try to stay involved as much as we can,
yeah,
and
cause,
I
cause
I
that's what I
usually
do.
lurk during the day.
And it does help. Like I have friends that I go view their channel when I'm not streaming, and when they're not streaming, they'll come in, say hi to me, and it helps in that regard. As far as Instagram and Twitter, uh, YouTube. Those are all really kind of optional because, in my experience, you generally, when you're a smaller streamer, especially for Instagram, Instagram's really bad for this. You have a lot of people that stream that will just follow you, hoping for that follow back to
Yep.
increase their own
Right.
numbers.
Yep. We've
It,
seen
Yep.
that a
and
ton.
what
Yeah.
was interesting to me, which is actually, I don't know if you guys remember, but how you ended up meeting me was you actually liked one of my pictures and followed me on Instagram.
Yeah.
And I followed back and I came into your stream and I actually, thank you for it and threw a few bits your way. And
Yep.
here we are today. So, you can still do Instagram and that connection could happen. I mean, it worked once. But I don't think you really get that in large troves.
No, you don't. And we're never gonna be like we're never gonna be looking for follow or anything like that because we won't. I mean, right now our percentage of viewers per follower, if that makes any sense,
Right.
is really good. Like the people who follow us are really interested in the stream, and it's the same with the people we follow. We don't just go follow everybody. You know,
Right.
it's only people we're gonna go check out their streams. I think that's really the way to do it because really after you get affiliate, that followers number doesn't mean that much. You know, it's all about the average viewers after that.
I can tell you this. Also, hey Penelope, and thank you for the cheer, honey bunny. I can tell you this. When I first got here, I was very heavy set on that whole follow for follow thing.
Right.
And I thought like that was the way to go. I knew that doing something like that, you might not get a lot of them that will actually come in. But I thought that was the way to go, and I got about 10 or 15 follow for follows in, and I'm like, you know what? This actually is not worth it. And so
Right.
what I decided to do was I actually decided to go into people's streams
Right.
and try to connect with them, much like I did with you guys.
Yeah.
Um, and that's worked more wonders than any dedicated follow for follow channel or site or social media account ever would have done for me. Um,
Yeah.
Right.
and
Because at
so,
that point, you know,
go
there's
ahead.
an actual relationship. We know who you are. You know, you're not
Exactly.
just some profile we saw.
Right. It's not like, oh, that person's following me. I'm closer to being an affiliate. But at the end of the day, you do all the follow for follows, and you have 50 of them. But now you can't meet the three average viewer requirement because you're still sitting by
Right.
yourself. They just wanted your follow.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. We try to stay away from that, and you know, it'll be slower growth at the beginning, I think, but I think it'll be longer lasting, and I think it'll accelerate quickly because, you know, the people that we hang out with now, we enjoy their streams, they enjoy ours, and hopefully, you know, that's not going to go away anytime soon. So we'll have a solid foundation to build upon. Hopefully,
Oh yeah.
we'll see. I mean, there's no exact formula, you know, that's the whole thing about it. It's all everybody's kind of guessing a little bit.
Yeah. It doesn't seem like there's a whole lot of way to know what's going to work and what's not going to work.
Um,
And
some of that can be examined in a certain way.
sure,
Um,
but I
and
don't think that the same thing's going to work for every streamer either. I think
right.
it's going to depend on. Go ahead.
I I would acclimate it to, again, I'm most familiar with radio. Um, I would acclimate it to that simply because early days of radio, no one really knew it was going to work. Same with TV, they really just threw stuff out and see what stuck to the wall. Um,
Right.
and they discovered a couple formulas. They still deviate from the formula from time to time to try different things. Uh, but I think with Twitch is you have to be a very personable person.
Yeah.
Uh, and you have to be open to talking to viewers and things. There is no just sitting stoic faced playing a video game. It doesn't
Right.
work here. So like there are things we can say that work better, but as far as what really works really good for everyone, I agree with that. There isn't a single thing that works for everyone. Um,
Yeah.
like what I
Other than
do,
streaming a lot, you almost got to stream a lot.
yes. Well, the more time you do, the more chance somebody coming in.
Exactly.
And then more people that come in, the more chance somebody's gonna follow that day and all that good stuff. But
I think that's the only real requirement is just do it a lot. which is kind of cool about it. However you decide to do it, if people like you, they'll hang out. But you got to get on there and put the streams out.
Yeah, I think it's a numbers thing. It comes down to, I mean, if you think about with sales, sales is all about, you know, if you talk to 10 people and 9 of them say no, but one of them says yes, you still made that one sale. And it's still more than you would have if you hadn't done that. So it's the same thing with streaming. If you stream so many times and get so many people to watch, then eventually you're going to get to the people you want. You'll find the niche that is the group of people who want to watch you. Not everyone's going to want to, but there will be people who do, as long as you're, I don't know, like you said, not just staring at a screen.
Yeah.
There was something I was gonna say and it escapes me now, but I felt like it was highly relevant. But I guess it wasn't because it's gone forever now.
Yeah.
But so
How
Penelope,
important could it have been?
yeah, but Penelope just said, I think once money's involved, it changes things as far as subbing. Uh, I'm going to agree. I like streaming for fun. It was the whole reason I started. I knew there was a little bit of money here and there thrown around at it. I knew that was a thing. I was aware of that when I came in, but I really started for fun. It was something for me to do. I tend to be a homebody, which I'll be talking about a little later. Um, but so I started doing it for fun as a way to connect with people,
Hmm.
and I got affiliated. Of course, I'm gonna accept it. If somebody wants to throw 10 cents at me, fine. Go ahead, throw 10 cents at me. Uh, but I wasn't expecting anything out of it, and I'm already amazed at how much has happened since I started. I've been absolutely already lucky with the people I've met and the people that have come in and,
Right.
and threw a buck or $2. And that's another thing is some people will give special treatment to someone who throws, 30, 40, 50, $60 at them. I don't. If you threw $1 at me or you threw $1,000 at me, the point is you're giving me what you can, and that is amazing to me
Right.
that anybody would do that.
Right.
Especially for something that you enjoy doing so much and that, you get something out of it too. It's not just, a, I don't know, a humdrum type job.
Yeah, I'm not. I mean, I'm sitting behind a desk, but I'm not sitting behind a desk.
Right.
Right.
If that makes any sense whatsoever.
No, I know exactly what you mean. Yeah. I feel the same way. It's a job in that you're putting out a product at the end of the day that you want people to enjoy, and thought goes into that and work goes into that, but you're having such a fun time doing it. I mean, it doesn't feel like work,
Right.
even though it is a
Exactly.
job.
Uh, Again, though, sometimes it does feel like work, but you're setting things up, and then you actually start, and you're like, okay, let the fun times roll.
Oh yeah, no, the
Yeah.
peripherals, like we're in our bedroom, so half of our bedroom's just dedicated to streaming.
Which
And
is
so
really great, I gotta tell you.
yeah, so when we're
I'm
we're setting
loving
the
that.
green screens up and getting the lights all set up, and there's a shadow here, what do we have to
Yeah.
do here? That's a pain. But once you hit that live button and get to talking to people and playing,
Yeah.
it it goes away feeling like a chore real fast.
It's funny you guys are in a bedroom. I'm in a bedroom too. My setups are very, very low budget. Um, and by low budget, the only thing I've actually paid for that I'm using is the laptop. Actually, so the Xbox I stream off of, the Xbox is my brother's, the TV's my brother's, uh, and then laptop's mine. But the so I have a single little office chair from Walmart that I sit in uh, when I play the Xbox. And actually, right now, in talking to you guys, I'm sitting on my bed. That's all the room I have to work with,
Oh yeah,
and it's
I
great. I
understand.
I love it.
Yeah,
Don't get me wrong. I hope one day I get far enough into this that I can buy that $150 gaming chair and that nice desktop that runs everything super fast and great. But
yeah,
for now, this is great. I'm loving every moment of it.
yeah.
And
We're
so,
the same way. And that's what I meant earlier. I don't think you need the level we have. I think what you're doing is just fine. I mean,
Yeah.
as long as you're getting better at streaming, yeah, I think it's good.
Well, there are people who will come in and go, "Oh, your setup is terrible," and that's fine. It hasn't happened to me yet, but I'm sure there are those people that are out there.
Yeah.
They're always out there. But somebody will say your setup's terrible, and that's fine. That's their opinion. And if anybody ever comes into my room and goes, "Oh, your is terrible. Look at that chair you're sitting in," first thing I'm going to say to them is, "Okay, you can send me the $150, and I'll spend it on a gaming chair right away. Go ahead."
Sure.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You want the setup to be, you want to sit here and insult me? How about you do something about my setup for me?
Right. Well,
But
have you ever watched? Are you a fan of the podcast at all?
uh, I've listened to podcasts here and there, but I'm generally not a podcast person.
Well, Joe Rogan has a huge podcast, right? And if
Joe
you go
Rogan.
back and look at his first like
Oh,
3
yeah.
videos, they're garbage. And it's like if he hadn't have done it because he had a shit setup, he'd missed out on a huge opportunity to have this, this huge brand and product and all that. So I think it's, you just gotta go for it and do what you can with what you got and get better at it, and you'll constantly improve. And our setup, we like it, but we've got a million things we want to do to it to make it better. There always will be that room for improvement.
It'll be nice to not have it in our bedroom.
Yeah, someday.
Yeah.
Someday.
Well, you could move it out of your room, put it in the kids' room, have them sleep in the
That's
basement.
right. Yeah.
Your kids are sleeping
But
in the shed
it's
tonight. Mom and Dad are streaming.
Yeah. You guys can't live here anymore. We
So
decided you're taking up too much space.
I'm not gonna name names, but I thought something was funny. So there is somebody that I know that streams that is underage, and in order to be affiliated, they got permission from their mom. They use her tax information.
Oh my gosh.
And the thing is like I'm trying to imagine 10 years ago if I had told my dad that I needed his tax information to give the internet.
Right.
yeah.
I'm just trying to imagine how far my body would have went through the wall.
Yeah, I know, right? Well, that's something we're kind of, as parents, we don't. Our oldest is 11 now, and 10 is our middle,
Hmm.
and they love YouTube. They love
Yeah, oh yeah.
Twitch, and they're like, "Hey, get us a webcam. We want to make YouTube videos." And it's like, I want them to do something creative, but at the same time, I'm nervous about them, making things to put out online at their age. I'd
About
really
the
wait a
internet.
little.
You have every right
Right.
to be nervous because
Yeah.
honestly, I'm 25 and I'm nervous about being on the internet.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
no matter what you think you've seen, and if you think it's the worst you've ever seen, it gets worse.
Oh yeah.
Because-
Yes,
because
that's true.
It's the
That's
internet.
very true.
Yeah.
But I keep having something to say, and then it leaves my brain. So I honestly don't think it would be very important. Uh,
Well, let me ask you a stupid question real quick.
there's no
Since
such thing as stupid questions, just stupid answers.
Well, I think this might be something I'm going through alone, but since we started streaming way more often and we wrap up, we go from 8 to midnight now, and I got to get up for work at 6. So I'm hard in bed right after we're done streaming. Every single night I dream about falling asleep on the stream, and I wake up in a panic because I thought I was streaming and fell asleep. It's every night now. I don't know if that's just me or if other people are dealing with that, but it's like a recurring nightmare every night. I don't know what I gotta do to shake it.
Yeah, that's just you.
That's just you, babe.
I do
No one
want
else.
you to know though. I've heard about this. I can't confirm this, but I've heard about it. If you do fall asleep on cam, and a Twitch person, whether we want to call them mods or administrators or whatever, if you're asleep on cam and they come in, you get a temporary ban for your first ban if you're sleeping on cam.
What? Don't tell him that. And he's gonna have worse dreams.
No, it won't be worse.
It'll be worse. This time he'll be in his underwear.
Right.
I just wake up. Oh shit! I fell asleep in the middle of the stream.
But I finally remember what I was gonna say. So that large donation you guys got, I remember the first
Yeah.
large donation I got. And when I got it, first off, I got so excited, I actually had to pee. Like, it made me so excited that I had to go to the bathroom. Uh, but after the initial shock, because again, it was shocking. It was I was like, holy crap, somebody actually wants to give me that amount of money.
Right.
Um, but so my my flashback was my mom and dad going, "You'll never make money playing video games." So I run downstairs and I go, "Fuck you, Dad! I got $60 for playing video games."
Right.
And I didn't really say that to him. That's what I wanted to say, but instead I went, "Somebody gave me $60," and then I walked away. Because if I had said "fuck you" to my dad, he probably would have kicked my ass in the next week. So it's best if I didn't do that. Uh, but so that was amazing to me. Uh,
Yeah.
and that's what I was gonna say earlier. Like not the first time, the second time I forgot what was really important that I wanted to say. But so that came up. The other thing that
Yeah.
came up is so your dreams that you have where you're asleep
Uh-huh.
on cam. Uh, so I'm gonna tell you. We'll get into the whole childhood thing a little bit and why we actually started streaming now. So for me, uh, the whole isolation thing I mentioned earlier. I am hard of hearing. I grew up hard of hearing, couldn't hear for anything. Didn't have hearing aids. I got hearing aids now, which is why I'm able to talk to you guys without putting
Uh-huh.
you at full blast. Uh, but so I was very isolated from my peers, and so the point of saying the whole hard of hearing things is so in your dreams anything can happen. You know, everything
Yeah.
is possible. I'm still hard of hearing in my dreams, and it pisses me
Oh,
off.
really?
Oh.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I will. People will talk to me in my dreams, and I'll still find myself saying "what" to them, like I can't hear
Huh.
them, and it is the most annoying thing. Because again,
Yeah.
anything's possible in your dream, and I'm sleeping. I'm like, finally, everything's possible, and then somebody will go hello, and I'll go what,
Yeah.
and it's
Yeah.
like,
You can fly in your dreams sometimes, but evidently hearing's just never gonna
That's
happen
that's
for you.
very
yeah,
interesting.
yeah, like sometimes I can fly in my dreams. I've had that dream, but I'm flying, going what. See,
Yeah.
this is the part where you guys laugh. See, Tina gets it.
Sorry.
No, I got it. It took me a
You
second. I
guys
was like,
don't have
yeah.
to worry about laughing at this. I think it's hilarious as shit.
No, I didn't. I
Here's a
couldn't
good one.
see
No,
you put your hand in your
okay,
ear,
okay, hold
like
on.
I'm sure you did.
I'm gonna make you laugh your ass off. Um,
All right.
Nobody told me how loud farts were. There
Nobody
were
was like, "Hey, buddy,
there
we
there
can
were
all hear
many
that."
times. There were many times I was in school, and I let out one that I'm like, cool, it's silent. But now I look back and I'm like, that probably wasn't silent.
Oh my god.
Oh, everyone
And
you know is an asshole.
like I'm not even talking about the people that I farted in front of, because you don't really want to tell somebody they farted. Nobody goes, "Hey, dude, you
Yeah.
farted." But like, you think my family would have went, "That makes a lot more noise than you think it's making."
A good friend could let you know at least. Yeah.
Right. It's like when you have something on your face and like your friend doesn't tell you when you're in public. Who are you and why do I hang out with you? Clearly don't care about me at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there something on my
That's
face?
funny.
No, just like 6 octopus legs. Don't worry about
Right?
That's terrible and really funny.
it.
I think that might be the best thing I've
That
heard
could
all
be
day.
you were talking about stand-up comedy. That'd be a good opening line.
Yeah.
Would be a good opener.
I don't
So.
even explain it to him. I just get on stage. Nobody told me how loud farts were. Like, you
That's
think maybe I
really
should
funny.
explain it to him first, Matt?
I don't know, I
You think I
you
should
could-
tell them
you
I'm
could,
hard of hearing and nobody told
I
me
think-
farts were really loud?
I think you should just start
Yeah.
with nobody ever told me how loud farts were, and then go back and explain it.
Maybe
Eh,
have
you know
maybe
what?
have something about your hearing aids and then go into it.
It's not even a show. I just get up on stage and go, nobody told me how loud farts were, and then I walk away and leave.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Just
the
leave
whole
them
show.
confused.
Thanks for coming, guys. Have a good
Yeah,
night.
you paid $60 a ticket for this. Enjoy your dinner, assholes.
That's funny. We're huge stand-up comedy nerds, and that sounds like something you'd hear at an open mic where you're like, golly, that guy had that one really funny joke about farts.
Yeah.
We gotta go back.
Well, I'm quite a big stand-up guy myself. I really do like
Oh,
stand-up
cool.
comedy, and I was actually looking for something to watch on YouTube the other night, and it turns out they did a interview. It was the last interview they did with George Carlin, and
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
really?
yeah, he's talking about his life, and he said this is a guy who was unintentionally funny,
Yeah.
even just in conversation. Uh, he says they're asking him, he's telling them about his childhood, and he goes, yeah, my father used to beat my brother. He goes, but he never beat my mother because my mother had four brothers and her dad was a cop. And it's like 5 in the morning. I can't sleep, and I thought it was hilarious. Just yeah, he never touched my mother because she's got four brothers and dad's a cop, so of course he wouldn't touch her. But right off the top of my head, favorite comedians would probably be like they're not the same as they used to be. My used to be
Yeah.
list would have been like Lewis Black, Bill Hicks, Sam
Yep.
Kinison. Uh,
Oh, yeah. You like a lot of the classic guys. Yeah.
oh, I love a lot of the classic guys. Uh,
Yeah.
Richard Pryor,
Oh,
um,
hell yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Richard Pryor, Eddie Murphy, Ellen DeGeneres, because Ellen DeGeneres is also a very strong black male comedian.
Right.
Yeah. I've never heard much of her stand up. I've heard she was one of the greats, but I haven't heard much of her stand up. Apparently, she's doing
Her
it
stand up's
again.
pretty good. If like for '90s stuff,
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know how much it stands the test of time. Uh, but
That's the way Kinnison kind of is too. You know, it was incredibly groundbreaking for his time.
oh yeah, well you talk about anybody like that. You talk Lenny Bruce, you talk Sam Kinison, you talk Bill Hicks.
Yep.
It's always groundbreaking. You talk Andy Kaufman. My personal favorite comedian who wasn't a comedian was actually Tiny Tim. Uh,
Tiny Tim.
yeah, the guy who played the ukulele, had really long hair, big nose, sang "Tiptoe Through the Tulips."
I don't think I know Tiny Tim.
Mm-mm.
No, okay, well it
I
wasn't the
gotta
guy in
look
a
it up.
Chris. It's not Tiny Tim in a
Oh,
Christmas
oh,
Story.
oh!
That was my first thought. Was like
I
from
know exactly
the
who you're
book.
talking about. Yeah, no, he older, not recent.
Yeah, no, he's going far back. Oh, you know who I get told a lot. I don't know if it's crossed your guys' mind. But the headphones kind of hold my hair down. But when I don't have the headphones on and it's warm outside, I wear my flat cap, and
Mhm.
it almost never fails. At least once a week, someone will tell me, "You look like Gallagher."
I can see it.
Yeah.
I can see it.
It's mostly just the flat cap and the hair. It's not so much. I don't think the facial look.
It's the flat cap and the
I
hair.
really hope it's not the facial look because I don't really want to look like Gallagher.
No, no, he looks a little out of proportion. So you're
well,
good there.
my favorite thing anybody ever told me. I don't think it holds up so much anymore. My hair used to be a lot more poofier. Like it was almost like Afro status. Um,
Uh huh.
and somebody says to me, mind you, this was in public. I'm just walking down the street. I don't remember where I was going or who I was with because this was probably almost 10 years ago now. But somebody just comes up to me. They're obviously homeless and they're probably coked out of their mind. But they just look at me and they go, "You look like the aborted ass child of Jack White and Carrot Top."
Oh my
Unbelievable, man. You run into some interesting people.
god. You attract the weirdest strangers.
We don't. People are too polite and closed in the South. We don't get these exciting strangers.
Closed in is not a good word.
We don't really
Word
get
there.
them. We don't really get them up here either. Just me.
Really?
Well,
You draw?
it's like I'm drawing. It's like I'm a black hole for weird people. Just get sucked into my circle. Like my favorite thing that happened in the last interaction I was about a year ago. I was walking for Pokemon Go during the summer, which I'm gonna do again
Uh-huh.
this year, and I just hear yelling like down the street, and I'm walking and I'm walking, and this guy just comes over to me. He goes, "Can I use your phone? My girlfriend's losing her mind." And I just look at him and I go, "Yeah, we've all been there." And I don't know why that was like the first thing I chose to say to him, but that's what I said to him. Because, we've all been there. And so, I let him call whoever he's got to call. And he hangs up and he goes, "Hey, I've seen you walking around before." I'm like, "That's cool." He goes, "You've probably seen me drive by a couple times. I'm the one with the windowless van." I'm like, "Oh, yeah. It makes you look like a pedo. You should probably get some windows on it." And like he just gives me this look, and I'm like, "I'm completely sorry. I don't know why I said that. I don't have filters." And he's like, "Nah, it's okay." And I'm like, no, it's not. It's a pedo van, and now you know, and I know that you know.
And you're still driving it.
Probably. But I don't know why. I'm
Yes,
just like,
the
yeah, you
real
should probably
problem is
get windows
he
on
knows where to
that.
find you.
What's that?
Oh,
Oh.
I said the real problem now is he knows where to find you.
He doesn't know where to find me. He's only seen me walking. I mean,
He
yeah,
knows
but
where
I'm
you
not a
walk.
kid. What do I got to worry about?
Yeah, that's true.
Right?
That's true.
I mean, honestly though, I do get mistaken for a kid. I'm okay. I'm a really small guy. And when you hear small guy, generally you think like 5'6", 5'7". No, I'm 5'3".
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
you're the same
when I
height as
tell you
me.
I'm a small guy, I'm a small guy. Uh, so I will get mistaken for a kid from time to time. I was, I guess I would have been 22, 23 at the time. I'm out. I'm like having a smoke somewhere, and this lady just runs up to me and she like smacks it out of my hand, and she's like, "Put that out." And I'm like, "Why?" She goes, "You are way too young to be smoking." I'm like, "Bitch, I'm 23 years old."
Yeah, I'm the exact opposite. I'm short, but my face has looked. I've looked like I've been 35 since I was like what 16,
Honey,
Tina.
45
Yeah,
at
it's
least.
ridiculous. So I've been able to buy beer since I was like 16 and don't get ID'd or anything.
Never ID'd. I get
It's,
ID'd every time I walk into a liquor store. And
See, I try to make sure I don't go to the same place enough that they stop carding me, because then they'll think I'm an alcoholic.
right.
right.
That's
Good
a
point.
lie. I don't drink enough for that. I'd like to though. If somebody wants to send me $20 so I can drink tonight, you know.
Right.
But no,
You know,
yeah, I get carded pretty much everywhere I go. Actually, what happened was, so when I was like 16 or 17, the smoking age in New Jersey was 18, and
uh,
they bumped it up to 19, and then just this year they actually bumped it up to 21.
Really?
the
Yeah,
smoking age, really?
yeah.
Huh.
So, but like it doesn't apply to me, so I don't give a shit.
Right.
But like I see all these kids that are like 20 and suddenly they can't smoke anymore, and it's hilarious because they're standing outside of convenience stores at 20 years old going, "Can you buy me a pack?" And it's like, "No, sucks for you."
Yeah. Well, what about the poor people that were? Yeah, I mean, I guess there were probably a ton of people who could buy cigarettes for a year and then couldn't.
And all of a sudden,
That's
never mind.
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. It's like
That's
it's
weird.
it's grown ass men just standing out there going, "Can you buy me a pack?" And I'm like a
Yeah.
5'3" kid looking guy, and I'm like, "No."
I had no idea how old you are when we started checking out your stream.
Yeah,
How old
no.
is?
I couldn't have
How old
guessed.
are you?
25. You know what it is? I sound 50. I look 12, but I'm actually 25.
Yeah,
You got a
when
real confusing age
you
there, man.
act like you're, in your mid to late 20s. That would have been my guess for your age, but you do look a little, which is a good thing. But we'd play, be joking around with you and stuff, and you handled it like a, not like a high schooler or
Um,
anything.
I'll tell you guys the same thing I tell absolutely everyone who brings up the term or things that could be thought to bring up the term offended or offensive. Um, you guys would have to try very, very hard to actually offend me. Um,
Oh yeah,
you would actually have to intentionally do it. You could not accidentally offend me. If something is a joke and is intended as a joke, it will never offend me. You can
right.
tell, like, okay, here's a great example. So I've got that deaf problem going on, and I got male pattern baldness out the ass. I'm losing
Oh
that
yeah,
up
me too.
front, and so my brother and I went out to a bar with a friend because he was meeting a girl there, and so we're there, and this girl doesn't know me. She has no idea I'm wearing hearing aids. I got a hat on. She's got no idea I got male pattern baldness. And I look pretty young. So
Yeah.
she goes, "How old are you?" And I go, "I'm 25." And she goes, "Oh, you're aging well." And my friend looks at me and he goes, "Yeah, for 50." So do not worry about ever offending me. You could not.
that's the way we are too. I mean, if you want people to be funny, people are gonna swing and miss sometimes. So if you swing and miss and it actually comes off hurtful when you meant to be funny, we're never gonna hold that personally.
No.
You gotta just let it go. you know, I mean, we make fun of each other sometimes and we cross the line on accident, and we just gotta get over it and move on because we're just trying to
Well, that's another thing I
make
tell
something
people.
entertaining.
That's another thing I tell people. If there's a line that I ever cross, tell me that's the line so I know.
Right. Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, like
I think
I don't have $20 to give, so
I think for me, Matt is probably the only person who can offend me because he's the only one whose opinion I care about enough. Like anyone else even trying to offend me would just make me laugh because like you're putting effort into trying to offend me,
Right,
and
but
that's
but anytime it happens on stream, it's just we're trying to get we're pushing the bit, we're
right.
going back and forth,
yeah.
and then one of us says something that was in line with the joke, but it was a little too mean, and we just we don't want it to ruin the stream that we
Right.
messed up. You took a swing and a miss, and we get back to it. We don't take it personally.
Well, and I think it'd be really dumb to make a big deal about it on stream too. I don't
Right.
think anyone's gonna enjoy that.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
But yeah,
don't
it's
wanna-
the same with our chat. I want to encourage people when they're in chat to play along and play around, and if somebody
Speaking of
crosses the line, I won't even call them out on stream. I'll let them know through another channel
right
so they're
through
not embarrassed.
whisper or something. Yeah.
But it's
Speaking
I
of
mean that's half the
people
fun.
coming into chat, so I did a Super Mario 64 stream about a week or so ago, and I had titled it I think I can do this or something like that, and somebody came
Yep.
in and they're like, you can't do this, you loser, and I'm like, okay, thanks, and then they go, you should just kill yourself, and
Oh my God.
Oh,
I'm
no.
like, thanks, you too, and
Golly.
and like
You too.
well, that's actually not exactly what I said. For word for word, what I actually said to them was, they went, "You should just kill yourself," and I went, "Thank you for the sentiment. It's much appreciated. You too."
Yeah, have you dealt with a lot of trolls? We've only had one so far.
That
And it
was
wasn't that
so weird
that
too.
bad.
I dealt with two people. That guy was the second guy. The first guy was actually about a week after I started streaming. The first guy came in and he goes, "Do you want me to donate $200?" And I'm like, "If that's really what you want to do with your money, but you don't have to." And then he just goes, "Get a fucking job, loser."
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I'm like, "What?
Yeah.
How does?" You asked me if I wanted $200. I said, "If that's what you want to do with your money." I didn't say, "Yes, give it to me."
Yeah.
Right.
We had one so far. Some guy came in a chat and just started like listing their manifesto of all these political issues.
Yeah.
And it was like
Talking about how they hate white
we
people.
don't retell it, Tina. Just we don't want to
All
give
right.
any airplay to it, but we're just like, all right, bud, you gotta go. But that's only been
Mm.
one. It's been really, really nice so far.
I
Not that I
gotta
want
tell
to
you,
summon the trolls by saying we haven't had them.
I just don't know what their intention is. Like, what are you getting
Oh, just to
out
get
of
a
that?
little attention.
well, the
Just to
thing
fuck with us.
literally, their intentions are just to get a rise out of you. I
Yeah.
mean, literally, they click on your stream, they say something, they either get a rise out of you or they don't. They get banned, and they move on and they say the same exact thing to the next person.
Right.
Right.
Which is why,
So
that
it's
guy
just
comes in, he tells me to kill myself. Thanks, you too, whatever. Have fun.
Right.
What,
Right, yeah, you don't wanna give him
what was odd was when I actually said the whole U2 thing to him, he just goes, "I'm sorry, I love you, Daddy," and I'm like, okay, you can go now. I don't...
Yeah.
yeah,
Way to
I
get
was
weird.
worried it'd be a problem, but it really hasn't been much of an issue. I mean, that's one to, I mean, not 100 people we've met. One of them's been shitty.
Yeah.
I was a
Oh,
little
yeah.
bit worried when we started, but it's a really cool community so far.
Yeah, Twitch has been, the most welcoming community I've ever come across.
Right.
Yeah.
As far as it seems to be lacking in trolls, really. You would think a site of its user base would have way more trolls.
Right. Right. Well, I think to me too, like you hear things. At least I've read articles or whatever, where they'll mention how racist Twitch can be and that kind of thing. And I'm guessing it's out there, but I've never come across those people. And maybe it's just that's not the kind of people we're attracting, or
What I think it is trolls tend to gravitate towards where there's a lot of people.
Right.
So they generally go for people that have, 30, 40, 50, 60 viewers. So
Are you saying we're not big enough for trolls?
Well,
Uh,
I see a lot of that troll stuff in like the Riot streams when they're playing a League of Legends tournament or something like that.
Yeah,
They go to just the biggest thing.
that makes sense. But I think, even
honestly,
in some larger streams I've watched, I haven't seen. I mean, maybe I missed it, but it just seems.
if you guys really think you're big enough for trolls, I mean, I can totally come in and troll if that's what you want me to do.
No,
Yeah,
that's
I think that's
I
how
don't
you
know
know you're
about.
successful.
Don't listen to her. Hey, Tia, cut the mic. All right,
Um,
she, we're we're good without trolls. But our whole chat is trolling us the whole time. That's the thing.
oh
Like,
yeah,
we were playing with Old Man the other day. His chat was all like, "All right, you want to do that? You need to do this. Here's some strategy." And our chat's just like, "Wow, you guys are really bad at this."
but I like that. Like I like that kind of play. Like that's just
Oh yeah, we're
fun to
always
me.
going to be
So
silly and self-deprecating.
yeah,
That's kind of our...
I mean, your chat's not wrong.
No,
nope, they're
they're not.
that
But hopefully
They're
they're
not.
laughing along with us. That's our only goal.
Right.
that immediate agreement, just like, yeah, they're not wrong. We're really bad at this.
Yeah, no, I mean, why pretend we're anything other than what we are? I mean,
Yeah.
to me, it's funny that we fail so miserably all the time, and not everyone's gonna get that, but hopefully it'll
Hopefully enough
strike a
people
chord with some
enjoy it.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just, but what I absolutely loved about the response though was just the immediate agreement. Like, you guys didn't even hesitate.
Oh no. No, we have no illusions that we're good at video games.
We also have no shame.
No.
Well, that's
We're
good,
kind of
'cause-
like a fail compilation, live streaming. That's kind of the goal.
Well, to be honest, my whole life's been one giant fail compilation. So I know what
I
you
know,
mean.
right?
Just like, I think
I
I'll
feel the
try this.
same
Well,
way.
that failed.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, I hope that's why people would be attracted to our stream, is because they can feel a sense of camaraderie, and like sometimes you just suck at shit, and
Yeah.
that's true for everybody. So
well, what I gotta ask is, what do you mean sometimes?
Yeah, I know, right?
I
We did
mean,
the one duo we won in Fortnite. I shot my gun one time, and that was to get the final kill. That was it. So we got lucky on that one. The rest of them, it's been real bad.
yeah, no,
We're-
see, I know what you mean because, like, were you there? Yeah, I think you were there, Matt. The day I had to climb on Dying Light, I had to climb that tower, and it
Oh,
took you
yeah.
like an hour. I
Yeah.
left. I got so like, it wasn't working, so I left to go have a smoke.
Oh yeah.
yeah,
And I came back, and like as soon as I came back, I was good. I just had to get out. I had to sit, think about it, and when I came back, I was like, okay, I'm good. And then I just failed the rest of the stream because I I can't maintain the good train forever.
Yeah.
yeah.
If you go to our Instagram, we post clips when we can. I try to do them after every
Speaking of,
stream, but it's usually couple
speaking
a week.
Speaking of montage, I think I'm gonna try and roll those clips. I don't know how well my CPU's gonna like this, but might as well.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do it.
And
You want to do it now?
I'm not muting us. We can totally talk over them, but I'm just gonna run them and see what happens.
Okay.
Make a high level play. Here we go.
And as you'll see, none of them are us doing anything particularly good.
I don't have my gun.
Yeah, I think they're running a
go.
little slow, but
Where
you
are
know
we?
what?
Oh,
That's
yeah,
fine.
like for the wins.
No, there's no high level plays. We'll put it that way.
Oh, that
The
shot
frame
the
rate's not
scarecrow
dropping,
real
so
hard.
it should be okay.
There's not really a person there.
Yeah, there's one up here. Go around. Go around.
Oh yeah, they're running
No, no.
kind of terrible. on stream.
Slow.
I knocked him down. And I killed him.
Yeah, it's only 2 minutes anyway. Actually, you know what?
Apparently.
With no regard
Yeah.
to strategy.
The computer was getting
Thing I've
very.
ever done,
The computer was getting
ever.
very, very salty.
not just in a game, but like in life. This was the highlight of my existence.
Yes, it's pretty choppy. If you want, I can post the Instagram link up there, and people can go watch them there. It's up to you.
You know what I'm thinking? I think next time we do one of these, I think what we'll do is, you guys can stream it.
Okay.
and
Oh,
then
that
I'll
might work.
then I'll throw you guys the host because the whole audio and everything just it works fine. We could do this for 12 hours and nothing bad would happen. As soon as I try to do something really cool though, the computer goes, "I don't like that. Tastes salty," and then it just craps out a whole bunch of salt, and I don't.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that'd be fine. We could do that for sure. I don't know why on my Discord all the time everybody's like got a little choppy to their voice, and I don't hear it on anybody else's. Like when you're playing on when you're coming through the stream, when we're coming through your stream, I don't hear it there. I might need to update something, but we could definitely do that, and we could run those kind of things for you.
Yeah,
And hell, we could probably even set up a all visual with your webcam coming through. We could probably set that up pretty
yeah.
easily.
Oh, there's a lot of options that we would have
Yeah.
if my computer wasn't essentially like the Let me think. My computer's kind of the Nicolas Cage of computers.
There you go.
Yeah, it's in everything because it doesn't work anymore. Or something
Yeah.
like that.
Oh,
I don't know. It was funny in my head.
I didn't hear you. Sorry, it cut out.
It-
So
It did a lot of work in the 90s. Is that?
No, it just it doesn't it's in everything because it doesn't work anymore. I don't know. It's the Nicolas Cage of computers. That's really all you need to know at this point.
That's no explanation. Just run with it.
yeah.
Yeah. Nicolas
Yeah,
Cage
we,
computers. That sounds good to me.
Was good once, but really needs to stop.
So
Yeah, we could
what I
definitely-
love
we could definitely-
about actually doing this with you guys is I had like I'm the type of person where I rigorously plan things and I throw the plan out the window.
Right.
And like I
Oh,
had
really?
I had a list of like 8 questions that were gonna be asked in order, and then we were gonna have like the shoot the shit. But I asked like 3 questions, and then I told a bunch of stories, and then you guys told some stories, and eh, I'm so happy it turned out this way.
Yeah, it's been good. I've been enjoying it.
Yeah.
Do
Like-
you want to ask the rest of your questions, or what are you
Fuck
thinking?
no.
Okay. Yeah, I'm enjoying just talking about it, man.
This is-
It's
I mean, the question was literally, here's what I have written down. This is how much I overthink
Let's
these
hear it.
things. Number 8. How'd the first large donation feel? Question mark. Left parenthesis.
Ooh.
How close were you to actually crying, Matt? Question mark. Right parenthesis.
I wasn't close to crying.
He's
Everyone
lying.
said I was.
He's lying.
I was crying on the inside. No, it was honestly it was strangely emotional because I've been playing video games and loving video games for a long time. And when you put out a product and somebody appreciates it enough to donate, that feels really good. But I wasn't really close to crying. I didn't realize why everybody was saying that, and then I saw the clip someone posted. I seriously I had something in my eye and I wiped it out, so it did
Uh-huh.
look like I was crying.
You are
No one
full
will
of
ever
shit.
believe me, and I'm okay with that. But I was like, wow, did I really look that emotional? And then I saw it and I was like, oh yeah, I really did look that
I,
You
emotional.
really did.
But no, it was very exciting. I mean, I don't want to downplay it. It was awesome to get our first donation be this big $70 donation. It blew us away.
When I got my
Yeah.
first large donation, I actually went back to the video and watched it and saw the part where I got the donation, and like I thought I was okay when I got it, but as I'm rewatching it, I'm like I was like stumbling over my words and stuff, and
Yeah.
like it just hits you.
Oh yeah. No, it was incredible and it was exciting. But no, I got more excited and motivated by it than anything.
I
If that
think
makes
my
sense.
internal response was, "What the fuck? Why would you want to give us that much money
Well, that was the
for
crazy
being
thing.
You know what?
so stupid?"
I think that was my second thought when I got a large donation. I'm like, wow, what a dumb thing to spend your money on.
Right?
Right. Well, what was nuts was we had seen Mr. Far North. He's and by the way, Mr. Far North is a streamer as well. We'll give him a little shout out. We had seen him in our viewer list. He'd kind of lurked before. The first thing he ever said in the chat was, "Where's that donation link?" So I wasn't expecting much at all.
I was a little
When we got it.
surprised. I was a little surprised that you guys didn't already have the donation thing set up.
I know we've got so many little things like that. It was set up, but I hadn't posted it on our page. And we've got a lot of little stuff like that we need to work on. Like I don't have enough commands and stuff like that. But Penelope, enjoy your date. Sorry,
Yeah,
I just
take
saw the
care,
chat.
Penelope.
Thank you
Thanks for
stopping
hanging
by.
out. It's good to see you.
But then we got, we've got several lurkers who I'd never call out, our lurkers that are there all the time, and we really appreciate them. They're awesome, and he was kind of one of those guys we see pop in and out every now and then. So it was super exciting and it was encouraging, and
Yeah.
it was exciting.
And you cried.
And I wept. I wept tears of joy for hours after we got offline.
You wept like
No,
a teenage girl.
it kind of just gave you a shot in the arm, like, oh wow,
A
there are
teenage
people out
girl.
there
A teenage girl
are
after he
enjoying it.
gets. It was he crying like a teenage girl after prom when she gets heartbroken afterwards.
Yeah. Yeah. When, her boyfriend decided to leave her for her best friend, or she caught them cheating or something like that.
None
Yeah,
of it
yeah,
was
yeah.
sad.
Or she gets a whole bunch of pig blood dumped on her.
Right. Right.
Unbelievable.
Just that openly weeping. That's what he did. As soon as we shut off the screen,
Was that a deep cut Archer reference? Because I'd greatly appreciate it if it
No,
was.
that reference goes further back than Archer. It was a Carrie reference.
Yeah, could be. But do you watch Archer at all?
I saw like the first season because I mean,
didn't-
if you want ants, that's how you get ants.
Yeah, that's Pam's sister dumped pig's blood on her.
Yeah, but haven't you ever seen Carrie?
Yeah,
Like that's
Carrie.
definitely where it comes from.
I know.
Come on, man. She had
I was
hopeful.
hopeful.
She had the naughty fun pillows, or I think that's what her mother calls them at some point. She's like,
Yeah.
your dirty
Yep.
fun pillows, and I'm like, yeah, your
What?
dirty fun pillows.
I don't even know. I don't think I've ever seen that movie. I just knew that the pig's blood reference.
Yeah, everybody knows what happened to Carrie at prom.
Oh yeah.
Right, except Matt, evidently.
Yeah,
No, I
except Matt.
did, but I watched Archer 18 times, so there's that. It's more prominent in my head.
Why did you watch it 18 times?
He just likes it that
Um,
much.
Okay, so
which
here's
I
what
do too.
before we started streaming, if I needed a relaxing night, which was like, Monday through Saturday, something like that, I'd chill out with a drink, I'd play some FIFA or whatever, something I could zone out to, and I'd watch TV. And it was whatever was on Netflix I was liking at the time. And I watched a lot of Archer.
I
back
have
in the
to
day.
interject here because what you guys don't understand is that he would literally be playing a video game of soccer
Uh-huh.
and watching something on his phone
Uh-huh.
and watching something on the TV screen above us
Uh-huh.
and listening to a podcast and taking all of the bandwidth.
I'm a sensory overload guy. I don't know if so like Twitch is really in a way incredibly healthy for me because I'm actually doing something with my energy. But I spent my nights hanging out playing video games and just kind of zoning out.
Yeah.
I have no idea how you could have that much going on at the same time. I would have a panic attack.
Oh yeah, I know a lot of people would. It feels good to me. I like it.
First off, hi Dreadnought, and thank you for the follow. You've made a wise decision, as
Oh, hey,
Stream
Dread.
Elements has told you.
That's one of our guys we met when we first got in here, Dread. He's a super cool guy, streamer himself.
Yeah, he's fun. He's one of those guys who likes to troll us, or at least me.
Now, there was something I was going to say after welcoming him and thanking him, but again, it just completely lost my mind, so you guys want to help me find it?
Sure. What
I
did it
don't
relate
think there's
to?
any hope for you.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I
That's-
don't either. We would have had to started looking like at least 10 years ago,
Yeah.
possibly earlier.
I tell you what,
frustrating.
Glitch, one of my other motivations on Twitch and streaming is I'm looking for anybody who ever played Savage 2 back in the day. I haven't found one yet, and I spent like 6 years of my life playing that game. It was probably only out for a year and a half, but I played the shit out of it, and I've yet to find somebody else who's ever even heard of it. So if there's anybody in the chat, that's one of my goals on Twitch. I'm going to find somebody who played Savage 2 with me back in the day.
You think
And
you're gonna
that's-
find one of the people who actually played with you?
Yeah. Yeah, that's the goal. Because I spent so much time. It's one of those games that was awesome and then just died.
Yeah, whatever happened? Like,
It
did it
just
just
died.
stop being
Yeah.
around?
But that was what reminded me of that. That's when I first started watching Archer. It came out while I was playing Savage, which is kind of like a third-person MOBA almost.
Yeah.
And I'd
Well,
play it for 6 hours a night and watch Archer or Always Sunny in Philadelphia or whatever. And just that was what I did with my nights for like a year.
yeah. So you,
We had a real good relationship during that time.
Yeah.
now, actually, I don't. I was just. this is literally just something I'm genuinely curious about. Are you guys married?
Yes.
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 Yeah, we've been married for a long, long time. We
47 years.
47 years, yeah. No, we got married when we were super young. We got married when we were 18.
Like a month after he graduated from high school.
Yeah.
Ah,
And
well,
then
at
we
least you
had-
waited for him to get out of high school first.
I
Oh, yeah.
also kidnapped him after that.
Did you?
Yeah,
He
dang.
graduated from high school. He was still 17. I was 18.
Oh my gosh.
He came back to Colorado with me on a Greyhound bus.
That's right.
And
Oh,
his parents
how
called the
was
police.
how was Colorado?
Colorado
Colorado's awesome.
is, yes, amazing. I miss it, but
Yeah,
That's where she's from. So,
Yeah, I was born and raised in New Jersey, and I think I mentioned before, but I spent a year in Michigan, and I do miss Michigan. Everything up there is a lot cheaper. It's a lot simpler way of life up there. Uh, Down here, everything's really expensive, and I don't like that.
yeah.
well, what's a pack of cigarettes there? I remember hearing crazy numbers back in the day.
Oof, man, okay, so my dad was a truck driver, and he used to get our cigarettes from down your way, 'cause they used to be like $3, $4, or $5 a pack,
Hmm.
depending on what you smoked. Uh, Actually, there was one brand I think he found one time it was either in Virginia or West Virginia. They weren't even behind the counter; they were on the counter in like a wicker basket, um, and they were like $2.50 a pack. They were called Wild Horses, and
I believe it.
they tasted like bong water, but
Mm.
they were so cheap that it was worth buying. Um,
Yeah.
But pack of what I smoke up here runs me 741, I think.
Jeez.
Mm.
That's nuts.
It gets worse. When my brother and I were up in Fishkill, New York, a couple weeks ago, on the way back, I had to buy a pack of smokes from Connecticut. My smokes were, I think, 942 in Connecticut,
God.
right?
Yeah, that's too much.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Also, what was
That's
really weird,
crazy expensive.
what was really weird about New York, that everyone neglected to tell us, uh, they do not sell beer in their liquor stores.
They don't
Um,
here either.
You actually have to go to a beer store.
Well, you know what blew my mind the first time I was told about New Jersey is that you can't pump your own gas.
Yeah.
I'd never heard of that. I was like 25.
Interestingly enough, there were two states. It was New Jersey and Oregon. You couldn't pump your own gas. It's just New Jersey now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd never heard of that. I couldn't comprehend like I listened to Car Talk back in the day, and they always talked about in the Northeast gas stations doing like mechanic work, and that's not something we have down here. It's a gas station. You get gas if you want it worked on. If you want the oil change, you got to go to a mechanic.
Well, you guys
You know,
are
that's not.
you guys are was it North or South Carolina?
We're in South Carolina right
Yeah,
now.
you're in South Carolina. Yeah, I've been down that way a little bit, mostly just passing through. But
That's
I
a good way to visit.
I'd
just
like to
pass
think
through.
Yeah.
I'd like to think I'm well traveled. Uh, at least for most of the East Coast, because again, I've been up to New York and Canada, and then I've been down to I'm gonna say Georgia because I was in Florida when I was like 3, so I don't really count that. And then of course I've been through Pennsylvania and Ohio, and I lived in Michigan for a while and all that stuff. So I'd like to think I've experienced enough that like I'm not surprised by anything from certain states.
Right.
Like if you guys said to me, "Yeah, we can't eat lollipops on Sundays," I'd be like, "That's not surprising."
Yeah. Well, we
I
live.
figured that was true somewhere.
we don't live in a rural area, so it's not really terribly different from a lot of places. Like when we lived in Colorado, it if you're in a city of any size, it's all pretty similar. I've found we're pretty well traveled ourselves, so it's not terrible here. But there's
wait.
places
The
around
the
us
the the
that are
the
nuts.
the little laugh Tina put in. What is You got something to say about being well traveled with
Yeah,
that?
Uh,
no. I mean, I don't want to say well traveled. We've been a lot of places in the U.S.
I would say well traveled is a bad way to put it. I think we've been to a wide variety of places.
Well,
Okay.
I mean, we've most of the West Coast we visited, most of Central. We haven't been to the Northeast, which I would love to visit, but almost everywhere else in the country we've been
Well,
to.
tell you
Or
what,
driven through.
if you guys come through the Northeast, if you're in New Jersey, you can come buy me a beer.
Oh yeah, we would definitely look you up
No,
if we're
no,
up there.
normally I'm supposed to offer the beer, but I mean, whatever. I know some pretty good bars around here, depending on what type of bars you like. There are some bars here I would avoid like the plague.
Yeah.
But
It's
there's
probably the
bars
ones we'd want to go to. I'm just
probably. I
kidding.
wouldn't doubt it. Uh,
Well, we live in a college city where there's a big college, and it's all about party atmosphere on the weekend. So
do you go to the
it's
college bars?
No.
no, we go. There's another part of town that's like 20 and 30-year-olds. We go there,
We don't even
but
usually go there. I mean,
well,
there's something that happens when you're like 23 where it just gets depressing being around a bunch of 19-year-olds who are trying to get into bars.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like, we feel really old.
But what I was trying to say is nothing crazy goes on exactly where we live, but you drive 2 hours from where we are, you'll see some weird,
Oh
backwoods
yeah.
shit.
All of
Yeah.
the things that you
I
think about when you
I myself live right outside of Farmville. That's not literally what it's called, but that's what I call it. Um, if so, I'm kind of in like, and this always surprises people. Most people when they think New Jersey, they think highways and factories and cars everywhere.
Sopranos, yeah. Go on.
So yeah, so like when you tell somebody that like you live in like a more rural part of New Jersey, they're like, I wasn't aware that existed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And
Well, that's the whole New York thing too, right? New
yeah.
York's not just New
oh
York
yeah,
City.
once you
Yeah.
get outside of like New York City and then a couple other of its larger cities, it literally looks like you're stuck in the middle of Oklahoma with hills.
Right.
Yeah.
But so if I go, like the thing with rural uh New Jersey that makes it different than rural areas generally elsewhere in larger states is I'm not really that far from most stores.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, I don't have to drive an hour to go to Walmart. You know, it's 10 minutes down the road. But when you even tell somebody there's a farm in New Jersey, they can't handle it. Their mind goes
Yeah.
blank and they start having a seizure. Um, and the time I experienced that most was actually when we went to Georgia. We met these kids from Illinois. And we ended up hanging out with them, and we went to the Fernbank Museum. And behind the Fernbank Museum, they actually have nature trails you can walk. And the one kid looks at me and goes, I bet you guys don't have anything like this in New Jersey, do you? And I'm like, actually, we have a lot of walking trails. Uh, and
Oh
so,
yeah.
so we left, and we said goodbye to them and all that stuff. And I sent him a picture on Snapchat about a month later of a tree. I sent him a picture of a tree, and I just said, I'm from New Jersey. What the fuck is this?
It's funny, man. That's one thing too about the whole Twitch thing is all these people I'm meeting from different places is
Yeah.
how similar most people are in the end. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Like I mean we know some people in Germany who are streaming. Mysterious Mind she's a German streamer who's really good, and we can fuck around with her. Same jokes, she'll fuck around with us. It's all
Yeah,
people are just people, and most cool people are really fun to hang out with. And
well, you know
know,
the biggest thing
love
is
it.
like I think I'm in the age group that's considered
Yep.
and I see in the news all the time. It's like millennials offended by everything. Millennials are ruining this, and they're eating avocado toast, and they're not buying homes. And but the main thing is they're like millennials are offended by everything. And I think of all of the millennials I know, and I'm like, I don't know a single millennial that is offended by much, if anything.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Yeah. I not as offended as people who are super religious and old are by everything.
but like the colleges are getting safe zones, and the college kids are, their feelings are hurt. The tests are really hard and stuff. Uh,
I think it's more an upper class
well, that's what
thing.
it is. It's the upper class college kids.
Yeah.
Right.
I agree. I agree.
Like they're sitting at their $100,000 a semester tuition college, and they're white, they're upper class white girls, and they go, you shouldn't use that word. Black women could be offended by that. It's like, well, that's not really your battle to decide, is it?
Right.
Right.
They have to stand up for all these people that they're not.
Actually,
That's what I love about Twitch and video games and stuff is we all have a common thing that brings us together, and we know people from all over, different races, different religions, whatever, and we just all get together and hang out and talk
yeah.
about stuff we love, and it's really fun.
Actually, something funny, speaking about the racial divide type deal without getting into serious conversations, is actually a funny story. So the reason we went to Fishkill, New York was my brother's friend's birthday, and we wanted to celebrate it with him, so we took him and his fiance, and they are both African American.
Uh-huh.
And I'm standing outside having a smoke with his fiance, and she says to me, and this is the first time I ever heard anybody African American say this phrase. She looks at me and she goes, "I'm not racist, but."
Yeah.
And I'm like, I thought that was a white thing.
Yeah. I thought that was just something crazy white people say.
Yeah, but to finish her statement, she goes, "I'm not racist, but Latinos really like Corona," and I'm like, "That's not racist. That's an observation."
Might be a little stereotypical, but I
But
wouldn't say racist.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm
You're
saying.
not making a judgment about them at all.
No,
But yeah, you know what's interesting to me, and this is the way for me to explain this might not. I don't know. I'm gonna stumble through it anyway. So, is growing up in the South. I know you guys did not. I did. I'm so touchy because I grew up around. I knew racist people, and
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like I'm so scared of anybody ever thinking I'm like those assholes.
Yeah.
That it's really me and Justine have talked about this before. She'll talk about sensitive issues, and it's not. No one could ever really misconstrue it as being offensive, but to me, I'm so careful about that stuff because I know how shitty some people can be. It's tough for me to talk about it. I don't know. I guess that's just a personal thing. Going up around assholes, you don't want to associate with them in any way. I don't know. It's weird. It's something I struggle with because Justine will bring up issues, and I'm like, oh no, don't talk about that. And it's
I
really
think
not a big deal, but I'm super touchy about it. I don't know why.
I think for me, like it's not that I'm not sensitive to the situation. I think to me it's just I need to talk about it to process it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And so
And that's way healthier. I'm scared of ever anybody looking at me and being like, oh no, look at that Southern asshole who doesn't like anybody who's not exactly like him.
yeah. I guess to me if people think that about me, then they don't know me
That's true. That's
and
true.
if they don't know me, then what do I care what they think?
Yeah.
But-
Now what's
Sorry to
interest-
bring it down with
No.
my personal issues.
What's interesting to me, and it's just kind of something to lighten up the mood. I've noticed you two have very, very different styles.
Oh yeah.
Styles of
Well, just dress and physical appearance. Like Matt's very basic. Throw a shirt on, throw a
Uh-huh.
hat on, he's done.
you basic
Uh,
bitch.
Yeah.
Whereas you, Tina, the wild style hair, the different outfits, and like the one day I came in and you had an outfit, and I commented that it was very like rockabilly looking. It was an outfit
Oh,
that I
yeah.
would see like the '80s rockabilly revival scene with like the Stray Cats.
Yeah. And you know what? Even that kind of stuff, it's just my shit. I can't get over my bullshit because even that, I was like, "Whoa, honey, that's a little edgy, isn't it? That's not what you normally look like." So I'm too,
What the hell?
I'm too.
You didn't say that to me.
That's what the
You
problem
did give me
is.
a weird look, and then you're like, I was like, what? And
Do
you're like,
you,
nothing.
girl?
I
You know?
like it. It's like, it doesn't look like you like
Well,
it.
I did like it, but it was very different from what you normally do. And he's right. I'm very, I'm boxed in. I need to loosen up. That's what the problem is.
I mean, like the thing for me was I try to dress basic for streams. You know, I don't really want anybody coming in and like, oh, look what you're wearing, yada yada yada. But like I've debated on like throwing on my usual everyday garb, but I don't. I dress down for Twitch, because I think it's better to keep it basic. Like I don't know, maybe I should throw on the choker and some weird shit and just be like, hey guys.
Yeah, I don't know. I would always encourage I always encourage other people to do them, and just people will accept
Well,
it.
I don't think you're gonna find your. I don't know.
What I
To
was
me,
saying,
to me, Twitch is all about finding your niche, like finding the people who are gonna
Right.
get you and like your jokes and like the way you stream. And I think to me, I didn't ever want to be anything other than what I am, and what I feel at the time, because I don't ever want to have to try to maintain that later.
Exactly. That's
Right,
what I was
right.
trying to explain.
My thing with that is like, as far as personality wise, this is how I am whether I'm streaming on Twitch or whether I'm at a funeral, I guess. Um,
Yeah.
which is probably a bad thing, but oh well. Uh,
I'm right
but
there with you.
as far as the dress, it's a lot easier to just kind of throw on my hat, throw on my shirt, and sit down in my chair. I don't even need pants because my legs don't make it on stream. I mean, I wear them, but I mean, I don't have to.
I'll tell you a secret. I never wear real pants. I always wear pajama pants.
I'm in pajama pants right now. Actually, they're Pokemon.
Yeah, I'm always in some shitty shorts that are just real comfortable. That's
But-
usually my go-to.
But that's what I'm saying is like, especially on stream, yeah. For the most part, nobody's even gonna see your legs anyway. You could just
Yeah.
not wear anything if you wanted to.
I would totally not wear anything. I'm always afraid about if I stand up to go to the bathroom
Yeah.
that someone might get a peek at my butt. And not that it would bother me, but I think Twitch has some rules about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, no butt, but apparently you can stream with like 4/5 of the boobs out because they got the
Oh my
boob
God.
streamers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a whole nother thing. It's like,
Yeah.
we've
I-
had long-ranging conversations. It's the kind of thing to me. It doesn't. It's like, let people watch whatever they want to watch. If that's it, let them watch
Well,
it. But
the,
at the
the-
same time, there's other places for that as well.
Yeah, well, the thing is like when I realized that was a thing, I was really considering buying like a tube top and getting breast implants and just make my money that way.
Well, we
Yeah.
thought about maybe Justine wearing my outfit and me dressing all, sexy over here every now and then, but we haven't gone for it yet.
Yeah,
Maybe throw on a low-cut tank top for the people. I don't know.
yeah, like, but you know what I mean, like
I
you
wouldn't
Matt, you
wear
could
your outfit.
you could shave your chest and get like breast forms.
He
And
wouldn't need to shave his chest, FYI.
he would.
No,
He
no,
has no hair on his chest.
Oh,
Just on his nipples.
I've always been very hairless. I don't know, always.
Except on his face.
Yeah,
see,
except on my face.
the whole being hairless body wise, a lot of guys talk about there's whole like that whole macho man thing where it's like if you're not hairy, you're not a real man. But let me tell you something, it sucks, man. This shit gets
Oh,
caught in a
yeah.
lot of things you don't realize it'll get caught in, and
Oh,
like
no,
it'll hurt.
I'm happy with the situation. I agree. I don't have to deal with all that.
Yeah, like my brother's got these seatbelt covers. It's like that seatbelt cover thing that like velcros on, and like it just covers like 1/10 of the belt, but it looks fancy.
Yeah,
And like
yeah.
that thing will like just it'll completely go past my shirt, and like it'll grab onto my chest hairs, and like when I go to take the belt off, it like tries to pull my chest with it, and I'm like, son of a bitch.
Yeah, I don't have to deal with any of that stuff. Luckily.
Yeah.
I do. I have that problem all the time, Twitch.
Unbelievable.
My chest hair just.
See, like the good thing for me is like I'm short, so I don't have to deal with women hitting on me all the time.
How could
Well,
you ever
that's-
bear the burden?
That's fantastic.
I think that's a bonus of itself because I don't have time for people. I really don't. I don't. You wouldn't know it by my demeanor towards you guys and towards people in general, but I don't like people.
Yeah.
We're kind of the same way. I mean, I've got a close group of friends, but I don't really socialize a lot, day to day. It's just I got a couple close friends and that's about it.
This must be a
And
lot
then
for
the
you,
whole
then.
Twitch community, which I'm enjoying that aspect more than I thought I would, meeting people and making friends. I
That's
wasn't really expecting that.
that's honestly like at least 80% of it
Yeah.
is just enjoying the company of others.
Depressing. uh, he doesn't mind it.
Hey, what a coincidence, Mr. Don't Pull Out. I don't like me either.
I think that's probably a recurring theme with most streamers. We're all a little bit just self-conscious, and
Uh,
that's why I am.
see,
I
the
had to
problem with
drag.
that is, actually, I literally just had this conversation with my brother last night. Um, so I am always uncomfortable. I am never comfortable in a situation. And he goes, "How do you deal with that?" And I go, "Well, I'm comfortable with being uncomfortable."
Right.
Yeah,
And,
yeah,
and
exactly.
he's like, "What does that mean?" And I'm like, I've just gotten over the fact that I'm never gonna be comfortable in any situation, so I
Right.
just deal with it. Like right now, talking to you guys, I am so uncomfortable. Just
Yeah, no, I know what you mean.
because,
But you gotta just embrace it and run with it.
Yeah.
but I've had so much fun. I mean, it's already been over 2 hours, and I honestly was expecting this like maybe 45 minutes an hour, and then it would kind of like start to fizzle out.
Right.
Nothing.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I know exactly what you mean. That's the first night we did a co-op stream with Stupid Bird and Jovia. I was worried to death about it. I was like, how are we gonna not talk over each other? How are we
Well,
gonna make this entertaining? And
to
it
be
was the most
fair,
fun we've ever had.
to be fair on that though, when you stream with them, you're playing a game. This is literally just conversational.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. That is true.
This is actually this is where I'm in my element. This is the stuff I went to school for and I practiced for a long time. Was just maintaining a open air conversation as opposed to
Uh-huh.
streaming. I love streaming. Streaming's the top thing I want to do right now, but this is the stuff I spent a long time preparing for. And so I kind of wanted to take that and take the skills that I had and apply them to Twitch as well and apply them to people I like.
Right.
Well, I think there's a market for it, man. I mean, I'll be honest, this has been better planned out than I was expecting it to be. When you first brought it up, I mean, you're really good at having a conversation. I mean, I can tell you've studied it, to be honest, which hopefully comes off as a compliment. But you know what you're doing.
Uh, I didn't study a single thing, and I'm running on 3 hours of sleep. So your delusional
No, I mean,
skills are
I can
wonderful.
tell the radio background comes through to me. I can tell that you have a background in that. As soon as you said it, that clicked. I was like, all right, he knows what he's doing.
And that's where you'd be wrong. I have no idea what I'm doing.
You're making it up as you go.
Well, you got a gift then. You're very gifted.
Yeah.
So I would say I don't know, for any time that, I mean, how was today the first time we've actually talked?
Yes, everything's
voice to
just been.
voice?
Yes, today's the first day we've ever talked. Everything's just been through text and streams and Discord.
Right. I mean, for that, I mean,
How weird is this platform though?
I know. That's what I was
Like,
just thinking.
you get to know someone really well, or you feel like you do, and then you realize like we've never actually had a voice to voice conversation.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing with that. My whole personality, and other people are very similar. But the whole foundation I've tried to build myself on is I want everyone to feel like when they talk to me, I'm their best friend, and
Yeah.
I've always been
Yeah.
their best friend. Uh, and that goes for everybody. I said I don't like people, and the truth behind that kind of is I don't like being thrust into random situations with people.
Right.
But the situations I willingly put myself in, those people are my best friend at that moment in time. Like right now, you guys are my absolute best friends. In fact,
Right.
there's nobody else left on the planet. You are the last
Yeah.
people to talk to, and that's the kind of attitude I try to put onto, especially something like this. Something like
Right.
this is you guys are front and center. I can sit here and talk too, but you guys are the most important people on the planet during this.
Right. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. I've got a very similar mindset. I don't like meeting random people, but a conversation I can really make someone feel welcome, and I want them to have I want when I'm talking to somebody else, I want them to enjoy the experience, which is kind of one of the reasons I thought getting into Twitch would be good, because I want the viewers to enjoy their half hour, 20 minutes, 4 hours they spend with us. I want them to enjoy that a lot. And that's my main goal out of anything I do, really, is just to, I guess I'm a people pleaser at heart.
I just want all of the attention.
Oh, Tina's coming from that point of
I'm
view where
just
she
kidding.
just wants the
It's
attention.
No.
So
it's because you're a woman.
I think I like connecting with other people. I really, really like people. As long as I get to pick the situation. It's kind of like what you're saying, but like I don't like a lot of people all at once. That makes me really uncomfortable and very self-conscious.
Yeah, no.
But
Well, most people are uncomfortable in groups, especially if it comes by surprise. Like suddenly there's 10 people and you weren't planning for an orgy. It was just supposed to be you and one other person.
right.
I hate that. When someone invites somebody else.
But like my favorite streams have been, you know, we've had a couple streams where we've had double digit viewers, which for us at our point is good, and no one's been chatting. And then we've had other ones where we've had 6 or 7 viewers, and the chats run like crazy. I enjoy that better.
Yeah.
I like the talking to people. That's my favorite part of doing it.
Yeah.
It really depends who's in. I mean, I've had streams where I have, 5 or 6 viewers and all of them are talking, and then I've had streams where I've got 15 and there might be two talking.
Right,
Uh,
right.
it really depends who comes in.
I'm just saying, for me personally, I'd rather have a low viewer count with a lot of people hanging out, so
Oh,
I
yeah.
I know I'm entertaining them. That's the most important thing to me, is making sure people are enjoying the stream, which is kind of can be a tough balance, because like, how do you pick? I know you just got a new game, so you started playing it, but like for us, when we're picking a game, we have a real battle between, hey, I think I'd enjoy this one more, and hey, I think this one would be better to watch. Have you dealt with that much at all?
So when I first started streaming, I started with I did Grand Theft Auto and Ark mostly. And I wasn't really thinking about, okay, people watch this, people don't watch it. I just went ahead and played because again, it was the first couple weeks. I was still figuring things out, and I got to the point where I was like, okay, I have to play games I want to play, but
Yeah.
at the same time, if I'm going to be trying to make something of myself on Twitch, they have to have some kind of regular revolving door for viewership. Uh,
Right.
but the problem is you generally don't want to play games where you're lost in a sea of people streaming it. So, especially for a smaller early stream. So what I did was I looked at the games that are on my brother's Xbox, and I went, okay, I can do this, this, and this. And so I chose a game that had on any given moment about 20 or 30 people streaming it, with 100 or 200 people watching, and I figured some of them are going to crawl their way into my room at some point or another. And
Right.
sure enough, that actually happened. I ended up getting a couple followers out of that, and then a couple more further down the line. And so that's kind of what I based my choices around, is two things. Am I going to enjoy playing this? What's the viewer base? Uh,
Right.
I don't care if the viewer base is 10 million people. If I don't like the game, I'm not playing it.
Yeah.
Uh, but
Yeah, I hear you there.
at the same time, if it's a game I really want to play, but it has next to no regular viewer base, I feel comfortable enough right now to where I have those regular followers that come in regardless of what I'm playing. So they'll come in and
Right.
talk to me for 2 hours while I play some obscure game nobody wants to watch.
Yeah, that's the point we want to get to. We're definitely doing variety stuff. We played Fortnite for a long time, which probably in the end hurt us because we were so far down on the viewer list. but we really enjoyed it for that time. But we're trying to just pick. I'd really love to be the guy who plays the new game when it comes out for 2 weeks, completes it, and then jumps on whatever the new hot thing is. But right now, I don't know if that's because we've been playing like we played Sea of Thieves last week, and we're playing Far Cry 5 now.
I think we just have to. The biggest thing is for us to play games that we're going to be able to talk during, and
Right.
you know, um, I think there have been some games where I've gotten quiet or you've gotten quiet, and that's just not.
We have to play games you don't really have to focus on. Like Sea
Yeah.
of Thieves is perfect for us, even though I know it's not going to have a huge base for a long time. We start sailing and then we shoot the shit and we make fun of each other and we blow each other up when we're not expecting it and stuff like that. So we kind of got a weird, I don't know. We're trying to figure out what the best games to play are. That's one of the main things we're thinking about right now. It's like Far Cry 5, we love the game and we're gonna finish it, but it's not a great streamer game, because everybody has kind of seen where the story goes, and it's not,
In my
it's just not a
experience,
great streaming game.
I like streaming it.
in
I
my
enjoy
experience,
streaming it, but sorry, go ahead.
yeah, in my experience, for games where it may seem a little more difficult to pay attention to chat, uh, like for example, when I'm doing Dying Light, sometimes I'm in the middle of a terrible, terrible zombie fight. Uh, for me
Yeah.
personally, I still look over at chat, and if I die, I die. That's fine.
Right.
Because I suck ass at the game anyway. What do I care?
Yeah.
But for certain games where if something's really at risk, like if I was playing like say World of Warcraft and I got into a dungeon, and if I don't beat the dungeon, I lose my chance of getting this piece of loot that I really wanted. That's a little different. I can see where I wouldn't want to die there, but like
Right.
if the game you are playing, everything's really expendable. You don't care what happens. Uh, for me personally, in that situation, chat's my main focus. If I die in the game, oh well. I die all the time anyway.
Yeah, we're trying to find that balance between focusing on chat because we always want to focus on chat.
Oddly
And
enough, I would think as a streaming couple, I would have thought that would have been easier.
I think it is. Tina's half blind. She doesn't have glasses and she needs them. She breaks them and loses them
I
all the
have a
time.
doctor's appointment
Uh-huh.
in 3 days.
So anything too far away, she can't read. So most
Okay.
of the time, it's me
I
calling out the chat.
That's not true.
I
'Cause I
actually
have it on
feel
my computer now.
I feel her on that one though. If my glasses broke today, uh, I wouldn't be able to reach chat from more than maybe a foot and a half away, if that.
Right.
Yeah.
I'd be lucky about that. It would be blurry. I'd have to squint. I think I'd probably have to get about a foot away from chat, with the text size being a decent size. Because my eyes are not happy. They got a lot of salt.
Yeah.
Well, and we have a big monitor that's on the wall between us, um, that's up high, so it's quite a ways away for me to read anyway. And like it hurts my neck to look up at it.
Yeah. We try to juggle. I mean, that's our main thing is talking to people. So if anybody comes into our stream and they want to talk about something, I'll let my character just hang out and sit there while I answer them, which in the long run might not be the best thing to do, but right now I want to build relationships more than anything else.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah.
that's what we focus on.
That's really what I'm focused on, first and foremost, and I don't think that's something I ever really want to lose focus on. I think that's always going to come primary for me, simply because,
Yeah.
unfortunately, there will come a time where you get, well, actually, fortunately and unfortunately, because I would hope to get to 50, 75 average viewers a stream, but
Right.
when you have that many people in chat, if you assume even half of them are talking, that's 25 of them trying to talk to you. No person
Yeah.
can reasonably respond to all of that.
Sometimes even read it that fast.
Right.
Sometimes they
Sometimes
come
it
so
just completely
quick.
disappears. So there comes a time where you try to maintain the relationship with people, but on a viewer side, they have to understand it's not always possible.
Right.
Right.
But I think that's
Which
why they go ahead.
hopefully once we get there, the people that we're hanging out with now and talking to will understand what's going on. I think they will. I don't want somebody who's like our first subscriber, our first mod. I'd never want them to feel like we're ignoring them because our audience is getting too big. Hopefully it'll I don't know. I think people will understand though. If once you start to blow up a little bit, if hopefully that happens someday, that you can't spend as much time talking to every individual person as much, unfortunately.
Well, one of the other things that does become viable, there are a couple things you can do as far as keeping in touch with, especially early viewers and regular viewers. Um, they do have the subscriber only rooms that you can do with Twitch chat, which I think
Right.
is probably an okay option, but that excludes somebody who's been following you for a year that just can't afford it. Um,
Right.
Right.
but the other thing is Discord is very good for that. Simply because you could make a
Yeah.
little spot and go, okay, this is the channel for all of our regular viewers and people who've been with us for a long time, and you have 20 people in there, and it's a little more organized. It's not as chaotic.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So that's always a viable option. There's tons of options to manage with that. It's just at some point, no matter how you try to manage it, it is going to become unmanageable.
Well, let
Yeah.
me let me ask you this: are there any tools since you started streaming that you found that you're just like, wow, this was invaluable? Because like for us, we've got this the banana voice meter for our mics, and it's like it was a game changer when we found it. Has there been anything like that for you?
Um, the things that changed streaming the most for me, uh, as far as on the technical side of things, was definitely bots. I initially went with Nightbot, but I switched over to Stream Elements, which has been
Uh-huh.
vastly superior. Um, other than that, there hasn't really been anything I can think of on the technical side of things that's improved my capability to stream, simply because I'm doing it directly from the Xbox. I don't really have very many choices.
Right. That's true. I forgot. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know much about stream for Xbox. I don't even know. I've got an Elgato capture card for mine because I was gonna do some streaming, but I mainly play sports games on my Xbox, which I don't think those are gonna be a blast to stream. I think it's
Uh,
good to just keep that as kind of a veg activity when I want to relax. But I I'm telling you that voice meter banana has been awesome for our audio, and then we switched over to Streamlabs OBS, and
yeah,
that's been incredible. I don't know if anybody out there. I know some of the people watching are streamers, but we used OBS for like the first 3 months, and we were using Stream Labels and the Streamlabs chatbot, and then I switched over to the Streamlabs OBS, and it's all built in. It's awesome. I'm
yeah.
I'm loving it.
I tried actually using the Streamlabs OBS, but my computer takes it with a whole bunch of salt.
Yeah, it is a little resource intensive. It's got a lot of stuff running in the background, but it'll make your life a lot easier with plugins and that sort of thing. I'd highly recommend it.
I have a weird question
Mhm.
that I just was thinking about. I've been thinking about this like all day.
Uh,
What percentage of people watching Twitch are also streamers? Like, do you think it's
Um,
mostly streamers who are watching, or do you think there's a good percentage of people who just watch and don't stream?
I would go ahead and tell you that for every person that streams, there's probably a good 10 or 20 that don't, if not more.
Really?
right.
Yes.
That seems interesting to me.
I would agree. I would agree with that
The
because
the
there's
the
only. Go ahead. Sorry.
figure it this way. It's almost like any other group of people. Uh, if you go to a comedy show, chances are there's other comedians sitting in the at the tables.
Right.
Uh, but now imagine you can't see any of them. You don't know any of them. So the performer is generally talked to by the other performers because they're the ones that generally show up a lot. Uh,
Right.
but now that's if you've got, say, 6 or 7 viewers. Now the comedy show's got 700 viewers. the percentage of streamers in that 700 is going to be a smaller percentage
Randy.
because you've got a larger group of sample. It's when you
Yeah.
because the first people I've noticed the very first people that go looking for smaller streamers
Yeah.
are other streamers.
Right.
But when you go to somebody who gets 40, 50, 60, 70,000 viewers,
Yeah, that's a good point.
you're talking 500, maybe 1,000 of them are streamers. And then you have 69,000 of them that aren't.
Yeah.
So
I think I just wonder, like, I know so
I
many
got some
people
numbers for you, Tina.
who, when I tell them that we stream on Twitch, they're like, what the hell is Twitch?
Well,
What do you mean you stream? What does that
do you want
mean?
to hear this, Tina?
Yeah.
They have Twitch has, as of last month, 100+ million monthly unique users, right?
Hmm.
They have 150,000 affiliate members. So that's a pretty big discrepancy. It's like 1%,
It's less
right?
than 1%.
Or is my math terrible? Yeah,
well-
that's like
well,
1%.
it's actually less than a fourth of a percent.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. So I mean, and there's 25,000 partners. So
Right.
I mean, there might be a lot of streamers who don't hit affiliate, but there's 150,000 affiliates
Well, even if you figure
to
there's
over
100,
100 million.
if you figure there's 150,000 affiliates and there's 25,000 partners, you're talking 175,000 streamers. We could just say, double that would be the people who never bother getting affiliate, people who
Right.
never bother getting partner. So you can figure there's probably 350,000 people that stream as opposed to 100 million people that use the website.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. Yeah, I was way off. It's a very small number.
Interesting.
So yeah, I think it's just our group, which includes Glitch, and a lot of the people we've seen in chat tonight. We've hooked up with a lot of streamers who are watching each other. I don't think that's going to be the same for everybody, but that's the
The
situation
streamer
gotten in.
streamer.
Streamers,
Which kind of sucks because there's some nights where
Yeah,
all
like
of
a
our viewers are
Comedian's
streaming.
comedian. Or
Ah,
any-
you mean like a man's man?
I do.
Okay.
Thank you for explaining
Uh,
this to me.
whose man's man are you?
Whose man's man am I?
Yeah.
What?
I don't know. I don't understand the question.
I don't understand the question, and I won't respond.
Well,
There we've run into so many of our viewers or streamers. We'll have nights where I'll go to my following list and everybody's streaming. I'm like, oh shit.
Yep.
And we'll get in there and we'll have like 4 or 5 viewers all night.
oh yeah.
It's like, well, it's new people, but
I mean,
when everybody's a streamer, if we're all streaming,
but the thing for me is I have a very weird schedule. My schedule's very odd because I start at usually sometime between 2 to 3 in the afternoon, and I'll stream until about 6, and then it's time for me to have dinner. So I'll stop for an hour or so, and then I'll come back and I'll
Mhm.
stream again.
oh yeah.
From about 7 to 10, which is actually the stream we're on now. We're on my 7 to 10 time slot. I had hot dogs from Five Guys. Thanks for asking.
How was it? How was the Five Guys?
Honestly, tastes
So
like
how
wieners.
many yeah, how many hours do you stream a day normally? I know you take a break, but what's the total? You're
Um,
on there a lot.
I ideally the before dinner stream would be about 3 hours roughly. And then the after dinner stream I try to get about 3.5, 4 hours out of. Um, on Sundays, unfortunately not tomorrow because it's Easter, so my brother's off. But on Sundays I try to wake up when he leaves for work because he pulls double shifts on Sundays.
Mhm.
So I try to get up at about 8 or 9 in the morning and stream until about 9 p.m. I try and plan a dinner that I can eat really quickly off cam.
Yeah.
That way I could stop the stream for 20 minutes and get back at it. So for Sundays, I try and put in about 11 hours.
Do you see a lot of good results on those long streams? Do you see a lot of new people coming in?
it's very hit or miss. I've had
Okay.
long streams where 10 different new people come in, and then I've had long streams where not even a follower comes in. That
Right.
was the early days. I usually get at least 2 or 3 followers that come in now, uh, no matter when it is. But sometimes you'll get 1 or 2 new people. Other times you'll get 10 or 15. Um, they are worth it though, because
Yeah.
you can kind of figure if there's a game you're playing and you usually get 1 new follower for every 3 hours of playing. If you play it for 12 hours, you can assume you might get 4 followers that day. But sometimes it's more because they stick around and you get pushed up higher on the viewing list.
Uh-huh.
So that tends to help quite a bit. The only thing I've noticed I'm having problems with, and I don't know if it's just me, but I seem to be attracting like and again I'm not in this for the money. That's a bonus. That'll be very nice if that comes. But I seem to be attracting the people that like they don't want to sub. Nobody wants to sub, but they'll throw like bits at me and stuff.
Yeah.
It's just
Right.
it's just no subs, and that's kind of weird to me. I would figure like you know a couple people would want to sub. Like you guys said, you were close to 10 subs, was it?
Yeah, we're I think we're at 8 right now. We've had a couple people who like we know who have Amazon Prime,
Yeah. Oh
and we
yeah.
were like, "Hey, just throw us a sub. That'd be cool."
Yeah.
But
Like I have.
we've evened out around 8.
Yeah, I have one person that does that for me, where it's like, hey, you got Prime, you never even use Twitch, sub to me.
Right.
I get money every month for you to do nothing. Uh, but so I've got right now I've got 4 subs, and one of them's my brother.
Yeah.
One of them I paid for light because I wanted him to be able to use my little emoticon. And then the other 2 are also people I know. Um, I've
That's what most of ours are as
I mean,
well as
I've
people
just
we know.
I've never gotten a random sub, and I don't know like I'm not I don't want to sound like I'm complaining about it. Uh, it's just peculiar to me because again I do fine as far as my size stream of donations and bits. I do fine with that stuff. It just seems that I'm not on par with subs as everyone else seems to get around the level I'm at.
Yeah, I think that's well, I don't know if this is a time thing or what. I don't know. But to be honest, we with how much of the subscriptions Twitch hangs on to,
Yeah.
it's the donations and bits are almost more helpful. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's one of the cool things about the donation is, hey, we got all of that. They didn't keep half of it.
Right.
So, but I know what you mean. We haven't gotten a ton of random ones ourselves either. It's mainly people we know who have Twitch Prime. Most of our subs are Twitch Prime subs.
Yeah.
Um, and then some of the people who found us right when we started, and that's our really, really loyal viewers. That's where most of our subs come from. It's I think that's one of those things that it really cranks up once you get a big viewer base. So,
Yeah, I mean I've seen people they got 1,000 followers, they have 25, 50 subs. Uh, so I know that the sub to follow ratio tends to be disproportionate,
right.
which I'm fully expecting. I thought it was peculiar that I was at a number that it seems like most people at the number of followers I have tend to have a little more subs, or at least more random subs is kind of what I'm getting at. Uh,
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think we have many random subs. We're kind of an outlier in that, I think, because we just hit 100 followers last night, which was super exciting, and we've got 8 subs. I think that's pretty unusual. And a lot of that's just from people we know who came in. They'll watch a stream like once every 2 weeks or so
yeah.
because they know us IRL, and they throw us a sub because they
Right.
have Twitch Prime and they're not doing anything with it. That's what a lot of that
I
is.
think too. You gotta think about. I mean, how many subs can you really afford? I mean, you can really only $5 a month is a lot. What I'm getting at is for it to be $5 a month, you can only pick so many people that you can subscribe to before it starts to get really expensive.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Like
you
we can't subscribe to all our friends, unfortunately.
right.
We're getting to know too many people, and that's
So I feel like for us, we have our one subscription from Prime, and I mean, I don't sub people because I don't want to pay $5 a month, and I think that, like Matt said, the bits and the donations are um, probably where you're going to get more of the revenue from,
I am
or
I'm
selling merchandise.
Yeah,
merchandise.
that's another thing we're thinking about starting to do is getting some merch, just trying to make a
Um,
little money off of things.
yeah, the thing with merch I've noticed it tends to be very hit or miss. Um,
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
some people will absolutely love the merch, and then others just like, no, I don't want any of that. Get that out of my face. I don't like it.
right.
But I am inclined to agree with the whole bit thing. Because I've had people come in where it's like they won't sub, but they'll throw three, four, five, $6 in bits.
right,
Yeah,
And
right.
I get that. I get all the $6 of those bits of 600 bits.
Yeah,
Whereas if they sub, I get, was it 221 or
yep,
249 for Prime? It's somewhere in those numbers.
yeah.
It's like
Well,
221 normal sub.
that's like that donation we got the other night. That's 3 years worth of subs.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He'd have to subscribe for 3 years, and that's it it kind of hurts your numbers, I guess. Although I never judge a stream by its numbers, just because I mean we found so many good streams that have low follower counts, low viewer counts, and it's just they're getting started, just getting going. So I guess if you looked at that, it hurt you. But other than that, the donations and bits are really kind of where it's at. If you want to upgrade some equipment, that sort of thing.
Oh yeah. The only thing with the whole subs is I think the thing is like Twitch likes to see larger numbers over time. Like I don't know if you
Yeah.
guys were made aware or if you read it, but I was told, I don't know I can't confirm this, but apparently if you don't hit the $100 in a certain amount of time, which I think the amount of time told to me was a year, because they have that $100 threshold, which a year is a long time to get to a $100 threshold.
Right.
But if you don't hit it in a year, Twitch starts charging you.
really.
Yeah, so something like that. I'm not 100% sure the
Huh. I
validity of
hadn't
that.
heard that. I didn't know about that.
Yeah, they charge you like $10 a month for every month you don't hit the 100 after like a year or something like that. I could be completely wrong, but I was told something like that. Um, which is why I'm a little more partial to bits than I am direct donations. And I know somebody could either donate $1.40 to me, or they could give me 100 bits for $1.40. And truthfully, I'd rather them go with the bits because it helps me get to that threshold.
Huh.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's that's
I don't want to see all that money go to waste. Like I can never claim it or something.
right.
right.
Well, it's for us. It's I mean, I've got a good job, and I don't want to do it forever. I'd much rather do Twitch, but all of the financial stuff is extra to us right now, and I haven't really spent that much time thinking about how we could monetize things too much. We're hoping that we put out a good product, and over time people enjoy it and come along, and that I definitely don't want to gear towards making money. I want to gear towards people enjoying their time and hanging out with us, and hopefully everything will fall in place. I really kind of hope it will. I think it will eventually. If we make a fun community that people enjoy, hopefully it'll draw more people. I mean and then we'll let the finances and all that come as it may.
Oh yeah, and well, the good thing is you can't really go backwards unless you
No,
stop streaming.
right.
Once you start moving forward, there is no reverse on this train, uh,
Right.
unless you so choose to get off the train. Uh, Oddly enough, even though I am doing it for fun and the money thing is just a bonus, Twitch is actually my main source of income.
Oh,
Uh,
is it?
yeah, I mentioned earlier the whole hearing thing. Uh,
Yeah.
I I just can't deal with random people, so that cuts out a lot of jobs for me. I
Right.
can't hear them. A lot of jobs have backing noise, and I don't hear so well when there's a lot of background noise, so that cuts out a lot of things that I'm capable of. And
Right.
so this was something that was just like, I'm at home. I'm not doing anything, just playing video games anyway. Might as well stream them, see if I get anything out of it, and it's been great so far. Uh, Funnily enough, that the first large donation I got, uh, I actually the first thing I bought was new shoes, cause
Yeah.
the earlier in the day when I got that donation, I told the guy, his name's Lucky Strikes Back. He comes in all the time, and I had told him that it was great that he donated money because I was able to buy new shoes. I told him 3 hours ago I was actually shoveling snow, and I got snow caked in my shoes because the bottom part was starting to fall off, and like my feet got frozen like 20 minutes into shoveling snow. So I told him I was gonna buy new shoes, and I did. And
Yeah.
so that was really the amazing thing for me, that I was amazed that somebody would do that for, just me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, I know exactly how you feel, man.
And
And
that's how I feel.
he didn't even know what he was doing. He was just like, "Hey, here's $60."
yeah,
Yeah,
I think the main thing is, and it's being in your position, it'd be tough for me to relate because we're fine financially. I've got a good job, but it's
also Tina works.
Tina works too, yeah, and just not in your position, not feeling the pressure of needing money and just making sure it's a good community first and foremost. That stuff will come. Uh,
See, you're under the impression that I feel pressure from it. Uh,
no, I can tell you don't by the way you stream, and I think that's the mindset you got to keep.
Yeah,
You gotta just be relaxed, and I mean you're super fun to watch because you're always enjoying your time, and that's
hey,
the other stuff will come
I
eventually.
told you I got one speed. It's speed fun.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. I mean,
It's
I think that'll pay off in the end.
yeah, it's the only speed I know. Believe me, I've tried other speeds. Uh, I would love to slow down, but I can't. Uh, like most people, if they had woken up today and they had 3 hours of sleep and then they did all the crap I had to do, and then they would get on and they'd probably talk to you guys for an hour if they'd have the stream up. Me, honestly, if I didn't have to end it at about 10, which we will be ending in a few minutes, but if I
Uh-huh.
didn't have to end it at about 10, if you guys were open ended with time, I would do this shit till 3 or 4 in the morning. I'd stay up for
Oh
24
yeah.
hours because again, I only know one speed, and that's the only speed I ever want to maintain.
And I think that's you hear people talking about the grind. That's the important thing is you put in the time, you have fun, you I mean, you just got to make the streams, and eventually people will find it, and people come and hang out, and you'll start seeing the numbers you want eventually. But you gotta put the work in, which I know you're doing. We're trying to get more serious about doing, and I think it's really gonna work out in the end because
that's not true. We're just fucking around.
yeah, we are just fucking around, but
We're not serious
we
about
have a
anything.
schedule. We have a fuck around schedule now. So
Right.
we're
A schedule specifically set aside time for fucking around.
yeah,
yeah, we're scheduling spontaneous.
right.
Right.
Well, if I use words like work or schedule too much with Tina, she'll bail on me. So
Uh-huh.
I gotta trick her into thinking we're just having fun, honey. We're just
Right.
we
Yeah.
just got to do it between 7 and midnight.
Also,
All
if
right.
you say anything about a plan, I'll probably bail out on that
Yeah.
too. Really, just don't box me in. I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I want to do.
Yeah.
Say, hey, yeah, you know, 8 to 12, we have to do the thing where we just screw around for 4 hours.
Yeah.
Right.
We're not. This isn't a job. You're allowed to do whatever you want.
Yeah.
You are
You
your
wanna,
own.
you wanna go?
You're your own boss.
I have to gently nudge her in the direction of streaming every night.
Yeah, but I'm
It's
sure
not
I'm
so-
sure I'm
it's
sure certain days of the week he nudges you with like a 10 foot pole, like Tina,
Yeah.
it's time, and you just kind of look over.
Yeah.
It's like, "Ah."
Well, it's never that I don't want to stream. It's just that I'm usually not prepared at 8 o'clock.
No.
Like for me, I think I've said this before on our stream. Like I don't understand how time works. Like there's a total block in my brain as far as time goes. So when I'm doing stuff during the day and then he comes home and like, we got to stream in an hour, I'm like, okay. And then 5 minutes before the stream, he's like, were you gonna do your hair or anything? And I'm like, oh yeah, I probably should have done that like an hour ago.
Yeah.
It just doesn't. So that's usually what it is. It's not usually because I don't want to stream. It's just
No, you're a loose cannon. It's all right.
yeah. I just
Hey, Glitch, I know you just got like 5 more minutes. Is there anything else you wanted to ask before we wrap up?
Actually, one thing I was curious about was I really had a lot of questions for you guys today, and I asked all of them that I really wanted to ask. And then I told stories, you guys told me some stories. And you asked me a couple questions, but I was wondering if there was like anything about me you were genuinely curious about. And it doesn't matter if it's actually it does matter if it's my blood type because I don't know my blood type, so don't ask that.
I don't know either.
And I'm not giving you my like password or my social security number, so you can leave that out of there.
So what, Tina, you got anything?
hmm.
I was wondering what's your favorite game? I've been
Favorite
trying
game?
to figure it out. I can't pin it down. Of all time, not right now.
All time.
You play so many different things. Well, let's say, okay, let's put a limit on it. Let's do had to come out in the last 5 to 7 years, something like that.
5 to
Recent
7
game.
years. Nah, I'm screwing with you. My favorite game of all time, shit, man. Even the last 5 to 7 years. See, here's the thing. I did a lot of video games when I was younger, and now I try and stick to a much more smaller pool, simply because when I want video games, there's only 2 people paying for them now. It's either me or my brother. However, I get the funds, or if he buys any that I can play. And you know, back then, my parents were paying for all the video games, so I have a lot more fond memories of video games back then.
Oh yeah, I'm the same way.
But my favorite game of all time. See, I'm trying to think of the one I put obscene amounts of time into. Because the first game I remember putting obscene amounts of time into was actually Grand Theft Auto Vice City, which there's a story behind that. When I was a kid, and I'm sure when you guys were kids, there was that whole video games are making kids do crazy things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, my dad never fell for that. So he woke us up the day Grand Theft Auto Vice City came out and took us to go get it.
That's a good game.
Yeah, he woke us up at like 7 in the morning, and I'm like, I don't want to be up at 7 in the morning. He's like, we're going to get Grand Theft Auto, and I'm like, yeah, okay, I'm ready. And so I kind of have an attachment to Grand Theft Auto Vice City.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I understand that completely.
But favorite game. Well, see, like I played League of Legends for a long time. I did League of Legends for on and off probably about 5 years. I want to say.
Okay.
5 years minimum. And I would still play it if my computer could handle it right now. Fortunately, it can't. But I honestly, I probably put close to 2,000 or 3,000 hours into League of Legends.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good answer. That's a good game.
Matt, what's your favorite game?
Huh?
Did you answer that before?
Of all time, mine?
All time.
I have an unnatural attachment to when I was growing up on the original PlayStation. I played the Legend of the Dragoon.
I knew you were gonna say that.
That one has a special place in my heart.
Oh, you know
It's
what?
not.
PlayStation, I have a special attachment to the Spyro games.
Oh my
yeah,
God, that was
definitely.
the first. My mom got us a PlayStation for Christmas one year, and then she played Spyro the whole time, and we never got to play on the PlayStation.
Those were good games. Those were very fun.
I was
But we
wait-
liked
I was,
watching
I was
her.
waiting for like we got a PlayStation one year and then we never saw my mom again. She was just
She
like
just left.
she's still
She's
in
like-
the room playing it.
Yep.
She hasn't left in 25 years.
Yep.
Yeah,
It's kind of sad. She's wasting away in there. Doesn't even eat. Just plays PlayStation.
Hey,
that probably
let's
wasn't
not get
the
too
best game.
realistic about my situation.
Yeah, I know.
I-
Yeah, League of Legends is good. I love watching League of Legends. I played Smite a lot, which is a third person MOBA. And I really appreciate the skill in League of Legends. I tried playing it for a while. I'm not very good.
I'm even worse, and I end up
She's way
just
worse.
like I make other people in MOBAs worse. Like I ruin the team. I could play with like a whole team of professional players, and we'd still probably lose because I would ruin it.
Yeah, even now I'll watch League of Legends tournaments. I love watching the game.
Well, oddly enough, I hate watching the game.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I can't play it right now.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, that makes sense.
imagine this, okay? So, you have a game, okay, and you play it for like 3 or 4 years. You're really in love with it, and all of a sudden you can't play it anymore, and now you're gonna torture yourself by watching other people play it.
Right.
It's like,
Yeah.
Well, to me, it's kind of like watching the NBA or something where I enjoy playing basketball, but I'm not real good at it. You know, I really like playing League of Legends, but I suck. So I like watching the guys play really well.
But do you think you'd like watching basketball as much if your legs were completely broken and you could not
No,
play basketball?
that's exactly right. If I couldn't play, yeah.
I did not know that about you, about the whole basketball. You got a favorite team?
Yeah, I'm a Hornets, Charlotte Hornets.
Go Hornets!
So it's a rough life, but
Oh, okay.
That's my
Oh,
team.
it's not
No.
terrible.
I'm sure you feel the occasional sting.
oh yeah, for sure.
I
Was that a pun?
yes,
Yeah,
it was.
it was-
And you did it on purpose.
was-
I'm so impressed.
Was that a
I
was that a
can't-
mock on me from earlier?
A little bit.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
That sounds good.
When
Uh,
Tina during his stream, he was swimming underwater, and he said, "This is going swimmingly," and it cracked me up.
honestly,
I love puns.
I didn't mean to say that. That's what came out, and I actually started laughing at it myself because it was goddamn hilarious.
It
Um,
made me laugh really hard.
But the
Hey, Dread.
sports though. What's funny about sports is I like a lot of sports. The only thing is all of my favorite teams don't technically exist anymore. Like the name still does. Like for example, the Chicago Bears are still around. But I don't like the 2018 Chicago Bears. I don't like the 2010 Chicago Bears, the 11, the 09. I like the 1985 Chicago Bears.
Yeah,
Or
gotcha.
like or like basketball. I like the Reggie Miller era the Indiana the Pacers. And I
Yeah.
like the Isaiah Thomas era Pistons. I don't like today's Pistons. I don't give a
Right.
shit. But I don't like
But is it more about players for you then? Like, is it a certain group of players together?
For football, the teams I like are the ones that will pick you up and throw you to hell. Like for football, it was the Seahawks when they were doing the whole Legion of Boom era, and they would just pick you up and just plow you straight to hell. I love it. But like watching the Cleveland Browns, I just get really sad.
Oh yeah, I think Cleveland fans get really sad.
Honestly, Cleveland might have a shot at a comeback because OBJ might be up for trading from the Giants, and the Browns actually have the capabilities of gathering him. Now, they would have 3 really good wide receivers, but the quarterback would still suck ass.
Yeah,
I 100% would not have guessed that you were a football fan.
I'm not.
You know way more about it than I do. I love watching football.
I am a people getting their asses kicked fan.
You like watching people get their asses kicked?
Yes.
I see.
So
So that's why you like watching us.
Yeah, you guys get your asses kicked all the time. I don't think I've ever seen you guys kick any ass. I'm pretty sure, my favorite thing that I can recall is you're like, okay, I'm emptying the boat, and then you're like, you tell Matt, you're like, yeah, just steer, I'm good down here. And he comes downstairs and starts helping you empty it. You're just like, you're supposed to be steering the goddamn boat. And I put it in chat, I'm like, if we're both down here, who's steering the boat?
We are such idiots.
yeah.
It's like,
Oh.
Yeah,
and
we
it's
have to
funny
rely
because like
on that.
watching Matt's character's point of view, there was a point where he looked over at your character, and like you can imagine his character going, "If we're both down here, who's steering the boat?" And you're, of course, your character's always got that face. It's just, are you fucking serious?
Mine
Yeah.
does.
That's the only way the character looks at Matt. Every single one of
Yep.
your characters just
Yeah.
looks at Matt like, really? This is what you chose to do?
Yeah, that's what I look at him like most of the time
Unbelievable.
in general. Like
crap.
somehow it transferred into my character.
Yeah.
My first thought on just about everything Matt does is, "Are you fucking serious?"
Yeah, and then
Oh,
of
yeah.
course,
And usually the answer is no.
he puts himself in the shitty situation and he gets messed up and then he goes, unbelievable.
I had no idea until like a week ago how much I said it. And now I'm super conscious about it. I gotta cut back on the unbelievables.
The amount you say it is unbelievable.
I know. It's too much. I had no idea until somebody pointed out. I think it was Stupid pointed out last Friday night. They started making fun of me every time I said it. And I
Well,
was like, wow, they're making fun of me a lot.
it's funny because he makes a good point. It does seem like every time you say unbelievable, it's over something that is 100% believable. It's exactly what should have happened.
I know. It's
not,
my
not, not only is
inconceivable.
it something believable, it's something that is his fault.
Right. Right. Like, yeah, that is 100% what it is every time.
I
And
don't
he's
know.
usually saying it at me like, I can't believe that you just fucked that up.
Right?
As if I was supposed to save the day, because you know how good I am.
Yeah, I gotta work on it. I gotta say
Why
it
weren't
less
you there to
often.
heal me? Oh, sorry.
All right. We're gonna go ahead and wind this down and get out of here because it's
Yeah, you
past
gotta
10.
go, don't you?
And well, I mean, I assume you guys are probably getting to a tired point, and I do kind of have to go. I mean, I could probably do this another like 2 minutes, but really, what's the point in that?
Yeah. No, we're getting we were up till streaming till 3 last night, so I wouldn't mind a little rest.
Oh,
But I've really enjoyed it talking to you, man.
Yeah.
I had a blast.
I want to do this with other people as well, but I really think I mean, whenever you guys are up for this, I wouldn't mind doing it probably once every other week or so.
Yeah, I'd be down for
I'd
that.
be down for sure.
I mean, you like actually again, I only know one speed fun. I could wake up tomorrow and you guys could be like, "Let's do it again." I'd be like, "I can't. My brother's off today 'cause Easter, but he works again Friday. We'll do it Friday." But, whenever you guys are up for it, 'cause I'm pretty much always up for it, but if there's a specific time I really feel like doing it, I'll mention it to you guys. And of course,
Sure.
you don't have to say yes 'cause I can go find somebody else, I'm sure, but it was a lot of fun having you guys. I do hope I was at least a somewhat considerate host.
Yeah.
Oh no, definitely, man.
Yeah.
Definitely.
It was a good time.
I mean, I hope I cracked enough jokes and made enough laughs, and I did enough fun.
Yeah, I mean I felt like it went really well, and you know how I always say about everything, it'll only get better and better. So
Yeah,
I think it was
I'm
a great.
surprised that
great
3
first time.
hours. I'm surprised 3 hours went by that quick. Actually,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It went by a lot quicker than I was expecting it to.
Dreadnought
there-
said Tina and the ladder unbelievable. Tina and the anchor unbelievable. God forbid it's a
Yeah, I
ladder shaped
know.
anchor.
I know I say it too much. I'm gonna work on it.
Yeah,
That's
well,
what most people want to stop swearing. I need to stop saying unbelievable.
What? Who needs to stop swearing?
I said most people work on their swearing. I need to
Ah.
work on saying unbelievable.
I'm
too
gonna
much.
work on swearing more.
I'm gonna
What you
work
think?
on slowing down and sleeping more, but I don't know how to do
Yeah.
that. So
Well, we'll let you
honestly,
go, man.
it's
Get some
weird. I shouldn't live this way. It's terrible, but it's like I wake up and I'm like, man, I should really go back to bed. But I don't. I go outside, I feed myself some nicotine, and I wake up, and then I just go about my day like a normal person.
Yeah.
And it's a
That's
terrible,
the
terrible
opposite
habit.
of what
but
I do. Every time I wake up, I think I should really get out of bed, and then I immediately go back to sleep.
See, I wake up
Until
like
my mom-
I wake up like everybody else. Okay. I take a shit and then I get out of bed.
Yeah.
And most people don't catch the end part, but All right. Let's go ahead and yeah, this is the end. Sorry, I don't have an ending prepared. I don't. I'm really bad at endings. So we're just gonna go ahead and say goodbye to everybody. Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Thanks for watching, everybody.
Thank you for having us, Glitch. Really enjoyed it, man.
Oh yeah.
Come check out our
absolutely no
stream
problem.
if you haven't.
Oh yeah, if you guys don't know, it's a Balanced Breakfast Live. If you can't spell that, there's nothing more I can do for you. It's all one word, no underscores, no hyphens, no spaces, no extra letters. It's a balanced breakfast live. And it's because they're live when you see them, unless you're watching the videos on demand, in which case they were live at the time and now they're not live.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. All right, man. Well, we're gonna disconnect, and we'll see you later. I'll let you close out the show.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Show's over. Everybody get out.
We'll see you later, Twitch.
All right. Take care, guys.